Sarah and Margot are lesbians. What? Oh, I would kill to be a fly on that wall.
Oh, Margot. Oh, Sarah. Come in my Subaru. Oh, I already did. You want to play softball later? Oh, I'd like to be the catcher. Oh, I'm wearing flannel panties. Oh, I know.
It's time for the best podcast around. Grab a cold one, sit back, and enjoy the show. This is Corner Pub Sports.
Hi, I'm Brian Propp from the Philadelphia Flyers. You're listening to Corner Pub Sports.
Corner Pub Sports.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Corner Pub Sports. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for hanging on, guys.
Yes, yeah, we had a little delay, second week in a row. You know, my patience is wearing thin, but you know we're here.
Circumstances beyond our control.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. What's up, everybody? Sean, Mike, Gary, and Callie.
Can you hear me?
Return to Callie.
Yeah,
We got you.
yes, sir.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
Callie's back in the house.
We can hear him. We just can't see him.
Yeah, he's in the dark. Right?
You don't need to see me.
So tonight
Not
on
on
the
purpose, Fathead?
Exactly.
So tonight on the show, we're going to be joined by SG Carter, who is a UFC handicapper, or well, I shouldn't say handicapper, UFC bettor, who claims he has an 80% success rate. Thank you. We've been drinking a little bit. Success rate on bets, and there's a big event tomorrow night, Saturday night.
Now, is there usually so when you're betting that the UFC fights, how many of them are heavily favored one way or the other? Does that come into play at all? I guess we can ask him.
Yeah, we'll have to find out. I don't know. Cal, you in the UFC a lot?
Nah, I do DraftKings UFC, but I never bet on it ever. I don't think I ever bet a match.
Okay,
I might tomorrow.
This is gonna be interesting. So, 80% success rate. He does a lot of research on these matches. He kind of goes through it all. So it's gonna be fun to hear how this works. So, he'll be on a little bit in about an hour. We also, fuck it. Let's just do it. We're drinking. All right. There's nothing else about it. It's the only thing that's calming my fucking nerves right now after what just happened. I am drinking New Belgium. What am I? 1980?
You got the 1985 Juicy IPA.
1985.
1985 Juicy IPA.
Dude, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It has so much taste. What are you drinking, Mike?
So I grabbed one of the Voodoo Ranger Experimental IPA.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, it's really good. See, I'm not as big of a fan of the regular Voodoo Ranger, but this Experimental IPA is really good.
Because it's experimental.
Yes.
It's I don't know if I'm into that thing that's called a vagina. I'm kind of an experiment. I'm kind of into the cock.
Yeah. Feel it out a bit.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see how it feels.
Yeah, you flip a coin. Hair pie or balls across the nose.
I don't know. I think I've seen something on Facebook about something about
Bi-curious?
No, bisexual coming out day or something. Or
is that today?
It might be.
Maybe it's today's your day, Mike.
There you go. You've been waiting this your whole life.
I mean, I'm not going to fully come out. I'm just going to come out halfway, or is that what it?
Either way, somebody ends up with anal leakage.
Well, I guess that's true.
So what's up, Callie? What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Same old.
All right, good.
Nothing has changed.
All right.
Same boring self.
Well, let's start off with probably the biggest news of the week. Ben Simmons.
Is that really still news? What has changed now? Now it's for real. For real.
There's been for real news this week.
Enough with him.
So Woj dropped the bomb pretty much and confirmed that Ben Simmons is definitely not going to report to camp.
I thought that was like talked about 3 weeks ago.
It was rumored, right? It was a report. Woj,
This is confirmed reports.
Yeah, Woj is basically saying like he's not coming to camp, and then Ben Simmons said he is never going to play another game for the Philadelphia 76ers organization ever again.
Good.
And then on top of that, there was a situation. There was a comment made.
Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers basically said, trying to talk about the Ben Simmons situation is like trying to convince people that Trump didn't. I hate this, but we don't get political on the show. But basically said it's trying to talk to someone to convince them that Trump didn't win the election.
But I don't get it. So what's
he's basically saying? It's impossible. Like it's over. Is what he's saying.
So he's saying that he's saying that Simmons isn't coming back. Trying to talk him back into coming back is
right. It's impossible.
Is that? I guess that's how you're interpreting it. Okay,
right.
It's true.
That's how I took it.
I don't know. I mean, to me, this is old news. I mean, he got his feelings hurt.
Oh, Dave Peterson said either way on Bi Curious Day, either way you're going to come.
It's true.
Yeah.
So
I'm coming day and night.
So,
but no, I mean, I thought that this was already like the rumors that came out. Like there's been enough outrage. I'm kind of with Gary on this one. Enough about this guy. Like it's over. He's a piece of shit. We've already said he's a piece of shit. We said it time and time again.
Like no more airtime. Move on.
I'm not saying that. Yeah, to an extent, I don't know. I don't see this as new news. I see this as basically what we've been talking about for weeks. He's still weak and soft. He's still, all about his image. He's still like all the things that we've talked about, all hold true. And, that he's public enemy number one, as we talked about. Callie, you haven't had a chance to talk about it because you haven't been on the air. I mean, you've been commenting on it. So if you want some airtime to talk about it.
I want no part of him. He's dead to me. Like, after he didn't take that shot in the playoffs, that was just it. He can't ever come back again. There's just no – it's like nothing can be resolved. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean –
he's dead to me.
Yeah, I mean, he does so many things well that I would have tried to get him to – or tried to bring him back or tried to do something, but –
we've been asking the guy to shoot now for 4 years. He just
he's
do it. It's just
shoot, yeah. But yeah, I mean, this, the fact that he turtled up and the reaction that he had to the first set of criticism that he's ever had in his life is it's the old adage, the $1 million town, 2 cent head on so many different levels.
Dude, in this town, Ryan said it best. When these guys go through the process and either you're going to come in as a free agent or you're going to be drafted here, there might be some psychological like testing that needs to be done on these players to say, can you withstand? Is your brain going to be withstand this abuse you're probably going to take? Are you able to close it out? Oh yeah, I can shut it out. And then you find out like through other quizzes and others.
Yeah,
no, they can't because they're more worried about posting pictures of themselves with Lamborghinis and fucking models.
Well,
right?
I mean, fan wise,
fucking asshole, fuck him. I hate his fucking face. I hate
everything about him.
Fan wise, to play in the city, it's tough.
It is tough. It's tough. The media,
a tough city to play.
The media makes it tough too, but it's also a great place to play at times too. If you're, so the thing is,
that pizza looks good.
It is good. Good pizza.
Yeah, the thing is that they should do something. They should basically, part of the interview should be them setting it up and being like, "What were you thinking on this play? We thought you really didn't do well." I mean, they should start the interview with, "What did you think of this? Like, why did you pass off this shot? Like, what are your thoughts on this? Like,
I I'm going to grab a smoke before we talk about football.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Like, why did you pass this up? This was a bad decision. We don't condone this, something like that. I just kind of lay into him and just see what his reaction is. And maybe that's what you do. Maybe you just see if they're hemming and hawing, or see if they're like, yeah, you're right, or this and that. Like Ike Reese on Sirianni talked about the fact that Sirianni was still kind of lamenting the play yesterday. And he's like, "Oh, you can't be a coach and lament a play." This now, I'm like,
was what play? The
I don't
Philly
even know.
special play?
It was just him. Like, yeah, I'm still upset about what I did.
It was a 4th and 1 play. He was not happy with that call.
Right.
He thought he acted out of his stomach and not his brain.
Yeah. So whatever the case is, and he's like, yeah, I'm still lamenting that play. And Ike Reese is like, oh, this and that. And I'm like, you could see it that way. You could see it as like him kind of holding a grudge, or like, him still lamenting on stuff, and that, you have to let it go. But at the same time, in this town, like, you want somebody that look like, that's kind of what we're asking for, right? We're asking for somebody that seems to give a damn.
And we'll get into that in a little bit. There's a lot to dissect with the Eagles and with what happened last weekend. And I have my own opinion. I'll be curious to see what you guys say. Dave Peterson said, "Who needs to cancel Simmons? Goodbye, you fucking, goodbye, you crybaby. Glad to see you go."
He would be even if you were to come back, he'd have been an absolute cancer.
Oh, are you kidding me?
He can't come back.
No, like, he couldn't come back. Like, it'd be tough for him to come back. He would have had to have started out and said the right things afterwards. But
yeah,
it's just it's just mind-boggling how he handled this. Like, I feel that this was, and yeah, I bet you his trade value did. The way that he handled this can't look good for a different team.
Peterson said, Simmons doesn't understand Philly fans, the most informed fans across all sports. We can see through the bullshit. And we'll let you know when you're screwing up just as much as when you're flying high.
Right. And we were supportive of Simmons big time for a while.
And, to a fault.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, LeBron James 2.0.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. He can see the court unlike anybody else.
Yeah, he's going to revolutionize the game. It's
right. Right. Which might be true. Like,
all that's still true.
He can see the court really well.
He can. He's a four, and he can play the point.
He just has no heart.
Rare. Yeah.
He has no
You can't teach heart, so
you got a tight little man pussy on you, don't you?
That's what Ben Simmons has.
Does.
I don't know what else to say. I'm so sick of seeing his fucking face. I don't want to see his Instagram posts and the fucking car and smile.
Him practicing 3-pointers in the gym.
Get the fuck out! I'm done.
Seriously.
Practicing against a bunch of 6'1" white guys in the gym. Yeah, right. Against us, right? I'm done. I don't want to see that shit anymore. I'm out. I'm fucking out. I don't want to see anything about Ben Simmons anymore. Every time I see his fucking name, I get irate.
You know what?
Yeah, I agree.
I wouldn't be surprised if he has the first time that he's due back in Philly with whatever team he's playing for. He doesn't fake an injury or something.
Yeah, he won't play.
I could totally see him bitching out.
That's a definite night off, and he never takes off because he hardly ever missed any games here. But that night, mysterious stomach bug or something.
So I'm going to ask you guys a question.
Guaranteed.
Any sport of all time, do you think any player will receive more boos than Ben Simmons when he comes back to town?
I can't really think of anybody.
I got to really think, and that's, I can't, nothing off the top of my head.
I know, I was going to say, a lot of people are disappointed with Scott Rowland.
Yeah, maybe Rowland.
I went to the first game when Rowland came back. I wasn't that way.
Right.
Yeah.
JD Drew?
Because I felt like Scott Rowland was.
We threw batteries at the guy, so. Well, not we, but
I'll tell you what. I don't know if Ben Simmons makes it out without something getting thrown at him.
Seriously. That's why I don't think he'll play. He just won't even
JD Drew never played for our team.
Right.
Right? Ben Simmons played for our team and wasted 3 or 4 years of.
Yeah.
Peterson said JD Drew as well. That's a good. That might be the closest one.
Andrew Bynum, Chris Webber,
but Bynum never came
Billy
back.
Wagner. I hated Billy Wagner.
But Bynum never came back.
Right.
Bynum never played.
Yeah, Bynum never played a second force either.
No.
Right.
He never played here. A guy who was here and all of a sudden turned on the fan base and the organization and blamed them for his failures. That's basically what he's doing.
Papelbon grabbed his crotch after giving up a 3-run lead.
You know, if Papelbon came back after he played here, maybe. But I don't know if
he played for Washington.
But the Phillies sucked so bad
So
that I don't think
what are you talking about? Players that give the
who would get a bigger boo than Ben Simmons right now, ever? Or actually, my question was, ever? Who would get a bigger chorus of boos?
Fultz probably just didn't do.
Don't forget about Brizgalov.
Brizgalov's probably a decent one.
Did he play again though?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, so he never got to.
I mean,
he never
played
played
again and came back as an opposing player.
Carson Wentz.
Who's going to get booed louder? Who's going to get booed louder, Wentz or Simmons?
I would say Simmons.
Simmons, yeah.
I mean,
Wentz is still going to get some. He's still going to get some.
He's absolutely going to get some boos.
He'll be half and half.
Yeah, but you know what, Simmons or
who sprains both ankles on one fucking play?
You know what? We talked about this. Because you said that, and then he had the toilet paper and this and that, and then he sends out. Sean says something about like McCaffrey and how he always gets injured, and he's like, "Well, you know, injuries are a part of the game. You need to be consistent. Be consistent. Be consistent."
Depends on what type of player you're talking about.
Well, what do you mean? What type of player?
I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing, Mike. I'm just processing jobs.
Tony here. Tony Hawley said, I hope I'm pronouncing your last name right. Said no. He basically said, no, there's not anybody else. And I agree with Tony. I don't think there's any other player that will ever come into this town, stepping on the floor, on our floor or our field in an opposing team's colors, who's going to get booed louder than Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I hope they dump popcorn on him.
Like, so Carson Wentz at least kept his mouth shut.
Wentz did it quietly. He didn't go, there wasn't reports saying I won out.
Yeah.
What? I mean, all right, let me retract a little bit. There were reports that he said he wanted out, but there wasn't reports saying I'm not going to report to training camp or I'm not going to come back.
Well, no, it wasn't that. There was a little bit of reports, but it didn't come from him, and he didn't say it's not my responsibility to up my trade value.
Oh, that's another thing.
Like,
yeah,
there's all these different things that Simmons said and did
that thing
that makes him like much more.
There's no coming back for Simmons. He's done. Like now that their next focus got to be at least get some type of value for him because
I don't give a shit, man. I
don't care what they get for him. To be honest with you,
part of me wants him to sit and rot.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind.
Rot for years. On like I almost want the Sixers to sacrifice a championship just to have him have to rot for 3 years.
I mean, it's easy to sit and rot when you make it 33 fucking.
I was gonna say he's still getting paid.
Well, I mean, he gets fined if he's not willing to play.
I mean, but he ain't getting fined $33 million.
He might.
No, he's not.
What was his contract? 148 or something?
It's $33 million a year.
For what, 4 years?
Ben Simmons is enough of a snake that he probably would be fine sitting out and getting paid.
You're a snake in the grass. You fuck you.
So anyway, can we move on?
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
But he's not.
Fuck him.
He's not trying to help us.
How many pieces of pizza have you eaten in the past minute?
I only had one.
There's still more in there.
He's eating fries.
I'm eating fries. I'm hungry because I'm aggravated.
Yeah.
You're hangry.
Yeah.
I am hangry.
He's very hangry.
I am very hangry. I'm good now.
He's settling now.
Yeah, I'm settled now. We're doing the show. I'm good.
Yeah.
We had some shit before the show that fucking made my blood boil.
And Gary didn't help.
No, Gary didn't. Exactly.
Yeah, you tried to calm him down, and you made him much more angry by calming him down.
What did I do?
You told him to calm down when he was really upset.
I told him to take a step away.
To be
from
fair.
five
To be
minutes.
fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
So let's talk some.
Fuck you, Mike.
A drunk guy telling another drunk guy to calm down never works out well.
You're 100% right.
Mike's basically saying,
I say, that's enough.
So, so let's move on. Let's move on to the Eagles. All right, we got a lot to get to tonight. We got
we got to still talk Phillies too.
We got Phillies. Fuck yeah. All right, let's do Eagles. Eagles lost a tough one to the 49ers last week. It was a really tough one. I got to be honest with you. It was an
awful loss.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't an awful loss.
It was, man.
It sucked to lose, but it wasn't an awful. It wasn't like
it wasn't like it lost like a field goal or something.
Yeah, it's not like you were up 24-0 to Carolina and you blew the lead like they did 2 years ago or last year.
Do you need a fucking GPS up your ass? What kind of wide receiver steps out of fucking bounds? Who steps out of fucking bounds?
Hold on, man.
He was pushed. Now he's got to do a better job.
No,
he's got to do. Like, I didn't see the
Oh
play.
no, Gary Bodnick says go Niners. Come on, man.
Oh.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Kick him off.
916
He's
comes
been
down.
banned. Lifetime ban.
All of a sudden now, yeah.
Wow. How about that? Peterson said it could have been worse. I agree with him. I
could have been.
Look, I don't think it was as bad as
The defense played well. Obviously, they shut down Kittle big time.
What do they have? The second most points given, at least
Second least points given up.
All for 2 weeks.
And Carolina's first or something were first before the list. They played the Jets and God knows who they played.
Let's go right at it. Dave Peterson said, "Why did you attempt the Philly special? What was that?" So it wasn't the Philly special.
No, that wasn't really Philly special.
It wasn't the Philly special. It wasn't the same play. It was a similar play to be fair. But
you got a wide receiver catches a pass for 91 fucking yards. You either score on that play or you get a touchdown.
And you didn't.
One of the you got nothing.
So that 91-yard play to Quez Watkins is the longest play in Philadelphia Eagles history not to result in a touchdown.
Or
not to result.
That's amazing stat.
0 points. They didn't even score at all.
Yeah, at all. Yep. That was pretty embarrassing. So I'm going to say this, okay, because we talked about it a couple minutes ago about Sirianni and how he was still, talking about his play and how he was upset about it. He is going to calm the fuck down. He is going to learn from his mistakes. It's his second game as a head coach in the NFL.
Well, you know how the Eagles fans are, bro.
I don't care. I disagree with a lot of them. That's my point. We are so fucking reactive to everything. I'm watching the game and going, all right, a lot of people didn't expect us to win. Should we have won that game? Absolutely, we should have won that game. But I'm looking at this going, it's growing pains. It's growing pains.
I agree.
The whole offense is growing pains. I mean, you have a rookie wide receiver, Quez Watkins, a second year wide receiver on the other side. Jalen Rager's a second year. Your entire wide receiving core is young. Okay, Goddard's in his third year.
No, he's like fourth, isn't he?
Is he?
Whatever. I mean, Goddard's a veteran.
Probably his third because he's been hurt for most of it. Jalen Hurts has only started in 5 games to this point, or 6 games to that point, right? So calm the fuck down.
Right.
We are not a Super Bowl contender. No one predicted us to be in the Super Bowl. It is growing pains. Calm down.
Yeah, that's
as Aaron Rodgers said a few years back.
RELAX.
Yeah, but so yeah, I mean, if these are the same people that were saying that they're going to finish 6-11,
and they're going to bitch about it,
they're going to complain about like a loss to one of the teams that's considered to be one of the playoff caliber teams. Yeah, I mean they're traveling across. They're traveling across the country, which is tough.
Yeah. 1 o'clock game. 1 o'clock game too.
1 o'clock game. Yeah, I mean there's a couple different things.
Like the perfect setup was there for the Eagles. The perfect recipe for to steal one from that in that game, but I just it was a perfect setup. Yeah, but this remember what I said back earlier when we were doing predictions? What we were the most afraid of. That almost is part of it right there. Is inexperience to win close games.
Yeah.
So that's one that could come back to haunt them.
The end. You got a quarterback. He's playing his 5th game.
No, I know. Yeah, I know. I get it. I'm just saying. Yeah. That's my point. These guys don't have enough experience. Like you just got done saying about the wide receiving core. Everybody's young. So and Sean saying this. I wasn't even mad. Like I was kind of like I usually am pissed after a loss, but I'm just thinking to myself, it was better than them getting blown out. That's how I look at it. They were in that game the whole time. Yeah.
They had a chance to beat one of the teams that probably in the. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're in the playoffs. They
I can't get a read on them yet. I can't tell because all the running backs are hurt now. So, I still can't get a read on Garoppolo. They still dance around with Lance.
Defense and the coach, they're a good team.
Yeah,
they had a ton of injuries last year.
Garoppolo's a terrible quarterback.
He's not a terrible quarterback. He's a game manager. He's an adequate quarterback.
He's a game manager.
Doesn't make him terrible.
So someone brought up a good point during the week, and they said, "I'm so tired of people in this town thinking you need a star quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
You don't.
Who do we win the Super Bowl with?
Well, we won it with Nick Foles.
We won it with Nick Foles, right? If you think
ain't
back,
saying nothing negative about that guy.
I'm not. But think back, okay? Eli won two Super Bowls. Is Eli a star quarterback in this league? Right. Yeah. So take Tom Brady. Obviously, is a star quarterback. Tom Brady's all-time great.
It's overrated.
Someone just said Trent. Actually, someone mentioned Trent Dilfer.
For example,
won a Super Bowl.
It helps. It helps to have a star quarterback. I mean,
he's another game manager.
Joe Flacco is not a star quarterback. Joe Flacco won his Super Bowl.
Joe Flacco was a little bit better back in the early part of his career,
but he wasn't a star.
No,
he was young.
Does Jalen Hurts have more athletic ability than Joe Flacco?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, athletic ability, obviously. Yeah. I mean, so I'm not saying that they can't. I'm not saying.
I'm not getting on you, Mike.
Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying that he is. I'm not predicting that he will be. But nobody's just like, why can't Jalen Hurts be a star caliber quarterback? We don't know yet. It's unlikely, probably, but we don't know what Jalen Hurts is yet, and that's okay.
But what people are trying to say is, think about all the players who have played in the past few, not Tom Brady not included. Some of the quarterbacks who have played in the last, 15 years in Super Bowls, and the majority, how many of them are not considered star quarterbacks? There are other factors that play into this.
Well, the one factor that plays into this more than anything and comes into play with Flacco, comes into play with Mahomes as a star. Mahomes, even when he was
Garoppolo played in a Super Bowl. I'm not saying won a Super Bowl. Played in a Super Bowl.
But my point is, a lot of the teams that play in the Super Bowl have young quarterbacks on a rookie salary.
Mm-hmm.
That might have more to do with. I mean.
That and the running back position is another thing that I think we talked about it last year. I had a list of guys, running backs on rookie salary contracts, and how they won a Super Bowl, and everyone who overpays for those running backs, how many of them have won a Super Bowl? And it's slim. It's like minute. Like the percentage is so small. It's not even funny. The same thing applies to quarterbacks, with the exception of guys like Tom Brady. Tom Brady's won 7 Super Bowls. Okay, he's played in 10?
Yeah, Tom Brady's the exception
in the last 20 years. So that's.
But everyone else. Yeah, I mean, Mahomes is now in 2.
Mahomes is a star.
Right, Mahomes is a star.
Rodgers only has 1 Super Bowl.
Only played
Drew
2,
Brees.
right?
Drew Brees only has 1 Super Bowl ring.
Right.
Like, think about
Russell Wilson. Probably only has 1. Right.
He has 1 Super Bowl.
All these guys have played in only 2. Like, because they're getting paid so much, the rest of the team can't carry the rest of the team.
These are guys who are highly regarded as the stars of the game. They have 1 Super Bowl. Drew Brees, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. Peyton Manning won 2, yes, but second was his last year in the league, and he had nothing left. It wasn't, and I'm not taking anything away from Peyton Manning, but Peyton Manning for 18 years of his career won 1 Super Bowl. So like these guys,
right?
You don't have to have a star, top of the line quarterback to win a Super Bowl. So what makes the people hate Jalen Hurts so much? I don't know. I don't get it. That's what I'm trying to. I think that's my whole thing. Like what I'm trying to get at here.
This is why I don't go on social media.
You're better off, dude.
Yeah, because I don't even see that. I don't see it because I don't go on social media either. So I mean, I don't know how. I don't really see all the hate for him. But
Trent, they hate him. They hate Jalen Hurts. They hate Jalen Hurts. I don't get it. They're
I don't
waiting.
get it either.
They're waiting for him to fail. They're waiting for him to fail. I
They
have
gave
another.
They gave Wentz all the time in the world. That's the thing with Wentz. You know.
Right, Wentz was the fucking savior, and look, I mean, we Wentz showed a lot of signs. Wentz had the stats, right? Wasn't like the first so many so many starts. His numbers compared to 5th best all time, and all this stuff.
Yeah,
but man, there was other things that alarmed you, and then there was a point last year where I stood up. I'll never forget. I stood up and said, there were kids in the room. I said, the loud as I can scream it, he stinks, and I got to look and went, oh shit, that's the first time you said anything bad about him. I said, I'm done. Like he can't do anything. He can't do anything right. There's something wrong with this guy mentally. There's something wrong with him.
On the bright side for the Eagles, and I know this is really early, both Miami Dolphins and Indianapolis Colts are 0-2.
That is true, and that is good for the Eagles because
real good.
Both have injured. Well, I mean, we want Wentz to play.
Were you smoking a stogie there, Callie?
Yeah,
he might be.
I always say the good ones for the shows if I do them.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
He it looks like Wentz might play, and as they're 0-2, hopefully they get enough starts in and stay competitive enough to where they're not going to. But Miami just lost Tua, and they're not looking good.
No, they're a little bit of trouble.
So that could end up being a really good pick.
This draft might be really good for them next year.
Right.
Yeah. And they need a good draft.
Not even including their own pick.
The team's getting old on the defense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the defense and the offensive line, they could probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, both lines are just
3 first-round picks is a possibility, dude.
Right.
That's nuts.
Yeah. But the talking about, I mean, getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. The injuries are starting to pile up already.
Yeah, I looked at the injury list. That's not good.
Yeah, so Malata is gonna most likely be out for Monday. So we might as well.
More.
That's a good segue, Mike. Let's talk about the Cowboys game this weekend.
It's Cowboys week, yeah.
Cowboys week, Dallas week. I gotta bring it up. Yeah, I know. Thanks. It's Cowboys week this week, and like you said, they have injuries, piling up, and Malata has a tough task this week, but he might be out, so you might be looking at Andre Dillard this week.
And
how do you feel about
a rookie, Landon Dickerson, is going to be
Landon Dickerson is starting.
Brandon Brooks got hurt again, which ends up being that contract ends up being disastrous because every year of the contract that he's been on there, I don't blame him for doing it. They had to do it. I'm not blaming Howie for. At the time, he was the best guard in the league.
Yep.
You had to make the move, but it's not working out.
As my 2-year-old at the time son said, that sucks. Yes, they do, Connor. Yes, they do.
But doesn't
I gotta listen to that one more time because he's so cute.
That sucks.
That he was like 2 years old when he said that.
Don't any of these players play through injuries anymore? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but they're saying it's a knee injury, dude. Like, he's a big dude.
Like, wrap it up.
No, I guarantee you that there's a reason he's out. Like, he's not. They're not gonna. This isn't gonna be.
Gary, you're trying to say
just toss the panties?
Is that what you're trying to say, Gary? You're trying to say he has a vagina?
No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is
Zach Ertz is out, right? Peterson just, Zach Ertz is positive COVID, so he's out. So
he might actually be back in time.
You have Goddard.
He's still got. If he gets 2 positive tests on Saturday and Sunday, he can play.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like, don't these guys play for the love of the game anymore? I mean, what the fuck, man?
No, they don't. Well, what's the matter? What's the matter, guy? Come on, stale beer. Let's give you stale beer.
We need that big guy, dude. We need him.
Yeah, but he's hurt. He's not going to be effective anyways.
All he's got to do is stand there, Cal. He's fucking 7 foot tall, 305 pounds.
All right.
What the fuck?
I want him out there too.
Yeah, I get it though, man. Like a big guy like that has a knee injury, you can't jeopardize that fucking injury. I get it.
So we got a ton of shit to get to tonight.
Like you know,
right?
And we still got this story. Did you get this?
Yeah,
and
you might have to do that one.
Okay.
We have Jalen Hurts, and he's learning as he's going. But what I've seen from him, he's not reading his progressions. You know, he looks at his first read. He gets to his first read. The first read ain't there, and he runs. He's gone.
I disagree a little bit.
All right.
I don't think it's quite that bad. I will say this about Jalen.
I'm not.
No. I totally understand. I will say this. I don't think it is. It's that he's standing back there a lot with a lot of time, and he has time to make his reads. When he runs, though, like some of them have been playing runs. Okay, so some of them I can tell. I'm like, it's 3rd and 2. Oh, he's running.
Yeah,
and
he'll bootleg on the side.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly, Callie. He's like, as soon as he goes back, boom, gone. He's not making any reads. He knows he's looking for a hole and running for it.
Okay, so I'll get to this. And then
giggity.
and against the 49ers, the second half, where were the passes to the wide receivers? There wasn't one. Then the whole entire game, there wasn't one pass in the middle.
That was a concern because
no passes down the middle.
I think it was like 1:30 left in the first half. Is the last time a wide receiver called a pass. That is concerning. More concerning to me, though. So this is what I was trying to get at. If you look at his pass chart, hardly anything is in the middle of the field.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No, he never.
No. So that's a concern.
It was 6.5%.
But is that coaching? Is that him not?
Tight ends. What the tight ends didn't get involved until the third quarter.
Is he afraid to throw an interception over the middle of the field? Is it coaching, or is it that he doesn't trust the tight ends?
I think you know what I think it is. I think he looks at speed. He has Quez, and he has Devontae Smith on the outsides.
Now is Smith's fast?
It's pretty quick.
He's pretty fast.
He's pretty quick. He's not like Deshaun Jackson fast, but he's pretty quick.
Right.
So I think he's looking the outside first. Boom, 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 nothing. And I'm looking for a hole, and I'm taking off.
Right.
You know. And
so is that not him going through his progressions?
Yeah. I think it is. I mean, now again,
I'm not trying.
I'm not saying you're 100% wrong. Maybe he needs to be a little. Now I don't know how much more patient he can be. I mean, that the offensive line's held up pretty well, and he's made nice slides in the pocket. He's done a nice job of getting out of trouble. He was sacked once against the 49ers defense last week.
Sean,
it was a really good defense, a really good front. He was sacked only once. That's good.
What I want to see. I want to see from him. He makes that fucking difficult pass and he's hit. You know what I mean? And
you know what? I saw enough in week 1 where he got slammed and made a touchdown pass to Goddard. I mean, that was a fucking That was up there with the best pass that Wentz ever threw was last year. Actually, coincidentally, was the one that Miles Sanders in the back of the end zone was, in my opinion, was the best pass he ever threw.
I mean, I've seen a few of mine.
The window was this big in the back of the end zone.
I know exactly when you're
right.
He threaded the needle,
and Hurts already did that. Like Hurts already, there was nothing to throw out there, and he did a similar throw, if not better.
I think his deep pass is a little concerning.
He underthrew Smith on the one.
There was a few.
Yeah.
I know.
This weekend he'll have plenty of chances to throw because Cowboys defense sucks. So
that's
what we're seeing, Kelly. But against the Eagles, they might have a game of their fucking career.
Yeah.
Well, let's do it. Let's give our predictions here. So before we do that, we do it every week. I think it's the best way to give our predictions. We kind of go through the
games, the offense versus defense, both sides. Yeah.
Eagles offense versus Dallas's defense. Who do you give the edge to here?
I guess. Go ahead, Sean.
Nah, you go. You're good. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I guess, ever so slightly, the Eagles offense. They're young and inexperienced, but Dallas's defense is not very good. Got a couple guys on the defensive line. Micah looks like he might be pretty decent. Linebacking core still solid.
Micah
secondary.
Who also said he's coming for Hurts.
Right. Well, that's fine. He Brandon Graham, his rookie year, said he was going to whisper.
As a defensive end, as a linebacker, he was a non-factor last week. All right, so Micah Parsons can say whatever the fuck he wants to say. I guarantee you he's not sacking Jalen Hurts. I'm going to put money on it and say he will not get a sack against Jalen Hurts this week.
I'm fine with that.
I'll put money on that.
See what the line is.
He's not a fucking defensive lineman. Get the fuck out of here with that.
No, he's a linebacker.
Yes,
he's small.
So we're going Eagles offense against Dallas defense.
I'm taking Eagles offense. Dallas's offense against the Eagles defense.
I'll take the Eagles offense with the run game against Dallas's.
Callie?
Defense.
If we're going Eagles offense against the Cowboys defense, you said?
Yeah.
I'm trying to sandwich both the Atlanta game and last week's game, and that's like on the road in Dallas, Hurts' real first spotlight. I don't know. I think they're going to struggle. I hate to say it.
You know, it's funny, Callie, because I said the same thing.
Back comeback game.
And someone said to me, "Oh, that doesn't matter." I'm like, "What do you mean it doesn't matter? Primetime games mean a lot to these players."
I think I'm not gonna give my prediction. I mean, I will till the end or whatever. But I have a feeling the offense is gonna struggle. If it was at home, different story. But like I said, it's under the bright lights in Dallas. Like you don't get any bigger than that really on Monday night. So it's, I think it evens out. Honestly,
okay.
I don't give the edge to the Eagles this one.
Dallas's offense, Cal. We're gonna start with you. Dallas's offense against the Eagles defense.
Yeah, Cowboys. I think they have still Zeke, and then now they're using Pollard even more.
Mm-hmm.
And Pollard's been a beast.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So now you got two guys you got to worry about, and that's not good. So
it's concerning. Yeah,
and then you still have Cooper. I mean, they're still loaded. Gallup, Lambs. They got weapons all over the field, and like I said, it's Prescott's comeback game, so they're going to be hyped.
We had trouble against CeeDee Lamb last week.
Yeah, don't forget about CeeDee Lamb.
What is this?
His numbers are above.
We had trouble against CeeDee Lamb last.
So wait a second. This is their home opener?
It is.
Yeah.
They had 2 away games to start the season.
Yes.
Oh, that's brutal. Yeah. I'm going Dallas's offense. I think the Eagles defense is decent. Obviously they've let up the second most, so they're a good defense. But
I mean, does Barnett make a bonehead play?
Speaking of, thank you for bringing it up. Last week, Derek Barnett, committed a personal foul for no fucking reason at all.
Douchebag.
Which
zero
may have cost him the game last week. Yeah. Because then you get the ball back with 5 minutes left. Instead, you give him a first down, and now you get the ball back with 2 minutes left.
Douchebag.
Less than 2 minutes left. That may have been a difference in that game. Derek Barnett, I got to be honest with you, I'm at like 99.9% done with him. He's been disappointing.
I mean, he'll always have the strip.
Like his mom should have left that shiver and moist on the bed.
No, what? Dude. He was probably one of the biggest reasons he won us the Super Bowl.
And hold on,
I'm not going to go that far.
Hold on, and
take it fucking back.
Hold on, and what about
take it back? I'm sorry.
And the other thing, the officiating. Someone brought up earlier. I think it might have been. Oh, actually, Dave Peterson brought up. I hate to be that guy, but officiating has been concerning.
Yeah, it
was bad already. There was a low hit that caused a fumble too. Now here's the thing: the running back's head was already heading down. And then the defender came in low.
Kevin Wallace.
What are you supposed to do?
That was on Sermon, right? The Trey Sermon one.
It was Trey Sermon, knocked him out.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do?
There's nothing you can do. You can't pause like it's a video game and think about what you're going to do.
I looked at it. I thought it was a clean hit.
Yeah.
It wasn't a clean hit by slow motion. It was definitely helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
Sermon was already going down, and Wallace was already heading down.
Right.
So
incidental contact.
Is there supposed to be like I think in something like that there should be like almost like the
like an instant replay
MLB where they can go on their own and say we're going to review this where it's not a coaching challenge. That's something because that's a personal foul. That's a big time penalty and it's a penalty can go against the player that can get them ejected.
Right.
That's a play in my opinion.
Now, do you want to make the game longer though?
But it's how many times does that happen in a game?
It wasn't a deliberate. I'm going to try to hurt this player.
Like that only happens a couple, like maybe once or twice a game where something like that happens. If there's a clear call, helmet to helmet, it's no, I saw it. If there's another one, go.
But
I
that
don't
being
know.
said,
It's gonna be tough to draw a
it's a
line.
thin line. You got to protect your players. You got to protect the players.
Okay, so hold on a minute. Let's just say Trey Sermon is the one who gets up and Wallace is the one who's down. And and Wallace is the one who gets the penalty for hitting him low, but Wallace is the one who's hurt. And Sermon is up walking around. He's fine. And now you gain 15 yards and Sermon's fine. And your player is the one who's hurt. When Sermon is the one who's already dropping down.
This is what I mean, Sean. Like it's a thin line, and it's up to your ref and your officials to make that.
And that's why I think, and that's why I'm proposing. Like I'm proposing this, that in the case like a 15-yard penalty, a personal foul penalty where it's a helmet to helmet hit when it's not that obvious.
Oh, a personal foul is considered a deliberate.
And that was not deliberate.
No, it wasn't.
That was not deliberate.
No.
And that was another place. There was Derek Barnett, who started the fucking fire, and that hit by Wallace, which I felt wasn't intentional at all.
Yeah.
Basically stoked the fire, poking the bear.
Yep.
And that cost them a game. And then, of course, someone else mentioned here somewhere on the chat room. Both clocks showed 0. And they got the quarterback sneak off to get the first down. It should have been a 5-yard penalty for a delay.
But
game.
I mean, that being said, I mean, you're going to have bad calls on both sides of the fucking line. You have to be able to overcome that. And you really do. And if you took the opportunities that you had before that happened, you're still in good shape to win the game.
Peterson said, "What about the horse collar on Quez Watkins?
Horse collar and a face mask."
Yep. Yes, it was. Both. They should have the ball at the 1-yard line.
Yes.
Yep.
But again,
hey, you know what though?
Sometimes a call goes your way, sometimes it don't.
We sound like we're a bunch of bitches, but we're not bitching about the officiating. The officiating didn't cost them the game.
No.
The Eagles cost themselves the game.
Yeah.
The play calling cost the game.
All right, we got to do predictions because we got to move on. Predictions for Eagles Cowboys. Let's do it.
I mean, I just don't think the Eagles are able to get past Dak Prescott throwing for over 400 yards, which he does. That's what he does. I'm going to take Dallas here against the Eagles, 24-14.
Okay. Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going Dallas. I'm going to go 35-24. So I think that Dallas wins pretty easily.
35 points against the Eagles defense?
That's
a lot of points.
It is a lot of points, but I kind of feel like this game's going to be a little bit of a shootout type game. I don't know what it is.
I mean, we can't hate him for his thoughts.
I'm not. I'm just, that's a lot of points.
There's a lot of points.
I think they don't have Brandon Graham. I think that, CeeDee Lamb's good. Gallup's. I don't know. I think that the Eagles defense is. It gets shown that they're not quite. This isn't San Fran. This isn't Atlanta's offense. This is a little bit better. So I think that they're going to be
okay. So Mike's scared.
Like Dak Prescott's averaging 400 plus.
Mike's scared. Just say it,
in
Mike.
his past.
Just say you're scared.
I
mean,
even
before he was hurt.
Mike's scared. Just say it. You're scared.
Say it.
Scared. Say you're scared.
Say you're scared. Just say you're scared.
You're scared.
Yeah, I'm scared they're going to lose this game.
Okay.
All right, great.
Feel better now, don't you?
Dave Peterson said they're going to win 21-20.
The Eagles are going to win 21-20?
That's what he said.
All
Callie,
right.
what do you think?
I think it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be
just a slop.
No, actually, no. I think the Cowboys. I think it's going to be the Cowboys are going to come out. Looks like they're going to blow the game away, and the Eagles are going to pick it up in the second half, and they're going to make it close. But I don't think they're going to win. So I'm thinking like 34-28 to where the Eagles make. They're going to be down by 3 or 4 touchdowns and make a comeback. I just don't see them pull it off on the road.
So 34-28 is like 4 points different. 5 points different from me, and yet
no. I'm scared. I'm scared too.
Okay. All right. Well, all right.
I'm with you.
I'm with 34 points. That's a lot of fucking points, man.
Booch, Joe Bucci with the Booch bomb says 27-24 Birds.
Man, in Dallas, whew.
Yeah, I got to go with you guys. I think the Eagles lose.
I guess you don't think they score 35.
No, they don't score 35 against this defense. The Eagles' defense is better than that. Even without Brandon Graham, even at home. I think they lose 27-21. I think it's something like that. No, not much different. I understand, but
it's a tough.
But I think it's a closer game. Like, I think it's a tight game. These teams always play each other well. I just think they fall a little bit short. I think the Eagles have another competitive game.
They fight,
right?
Yeah, they fight.
I don't think no team blows each other out. That's how it's gonna be somewhat close, but I just don't think the Eagles are gonna pull it off, especially on the road. If it was at home, different story.
Polsky said, "Fuck Dallas, Eagles 26-21." So
Polsky
almost
26. What, are they get a safety?
Almost.
I don't know.
And Polsky said tight.
Tight. He
likes
tight.
You got a tight
He likes it tight,
don't you?
His little ass.
Yeah, tight little man pussy. All right, so let's do our picks.
It stinks.
Where are you going, Mike?
Take a shit.
Oh, all right. So let's do our picks for this week.
Mike's
we're gonna blow through these. All right.
We're gonna blow.
He said
I
blow.
don't want to waste too much time here. So, Washington takes on Buffalo in Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Yeah,
Washington with
that's right. We're supposed to be making our picks on the thing.
Yeah, yep.
I like
I'm
Buffalo.
going Buffalo.
Yeah. Cleveland is hosting Chicago. This is a little bit of a tough one. Justin Fields is starting.
Yeah.
Is Justin Fields going to take care of the Browns defense?
Well, it's too young. He's too young in his career.
I say no. I
Phil's took the lead.
I say no. I say
Phil's
Browns.
down 4-1, and now they're on 5-4.
I'm taking Browns.
Fighting Bills.
Yeah.
I'm taking Bears.
You're taking
You're
the
taking
Bears?
the Bears?
Yeah. Baker's got a bad shoulder. Odell Beckham's coming back. He never seems to. I just have a feeling this is a trap game. I just think Fields is gonna have a good enough game to win it. He's gonna be able to run. Andy Dalton's terrible. So I just have this weird feeling.
Yeah, I hear that. I just think that this is
a weird feeling.
I think Chubb annihilates that
Chubb.
defense.
That's where I'm on the middle of. But I just have this, Dave Montgomery's not bad either.
No,
Chubb.
So.
Oh, I didn't even pick the goddamn game on Thursday. I'm a mess.
Well, I got to win there. Ravens go to Detroit.
The Ravens.
Ravens
1-1. Detroit 0-2.
Ravens.
I actually thought about taking Detroit in this for a split second. I went,
it's Detroit.
Lamar's banged up. But I can't see how the Ravens lose this game. Detroit. Nah, I'm going Ravens. I might change that. I might actually take Detroit, but I'm gonna go Ravens on for this broadcast.
I'm still kicking myself that I didn't make the fucking pick on Thursday.
Yeah, it was an easy one.
Yeah, I just didn't log in to pick it.
This one's a little tough. Wentz practiced today, so Wentz might play. Colts are 0-2, taking on the Titans who are 1-1.
That's the double ankle dynasty.
He's walking around with two walking boots, like a robot.
Yeah, I'm going Tennessee. I go Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry's gonna roll. AJ Brown, Julio Jones. They're not stopping those guys.
Yeah, I go to Tennessee.
I played against Derrick Henry last week. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was a great time.
That must have been fun to watch.
Yeah, it was great to play against fantasy. That was a good time.
And who throws an interception with a pitch?
With someone who had Tom Brady,
Aaron Jones,
Tom Brady and Derrick Henry on one team, and then facing this Derrick Henry on another.
Like
and somehow I lost both games.
What?
Yeah, fantasy football fucking blows. Okay.
Holy crap.
Oh yeah, the Aaron Jones. Yeah, if
Aaron Jones scores 4 touchdowns, 3 receiving. Yeah,
if one of those goes to Devontae Adams, we both end up winning.
That's actually true. Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Chargers take on the Chiefs in Kansas
It's not
City.
funny. Fuck you, Kelly.
Chiefs.
Toss the panties.
Sorry. Chargers against the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs. Yep. Saints take on New England in New England.
Saints.
I'm going New England. I'm not a fan of that whole Saints offense. They have Kamara's. I think Kamara's still a little banged up. They have no receivers. I mean, they did enough to get that first win week 1. But I just don't. In New England, that's tough. Phillies defense not bad. They have, they still have the running game. I mean, minus the quarterback, they're not that bad. Still, Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, Jacoby Myers. It's enough to beat the Saints.
I'm gonna go New England, but that's a tough one.
It was a tough one.
It is a tough one, but
I fought with this a little bit. I just think that Winston comes back, and fucking the Saints are hard, like on the road and
Winston.
yeah, like in the open.
Where's
but
fucking Marlboro?
I'm going with I'm going with the Saints. Falcons, Giants.
Pass me a Winston.
This was an easy one for me. You know
Was
why?
it? Yeah,
Falcons.
Because they both suck.
So why is
So
it
what
easy?
do you do with two teams that suck?
You take the home team.
That's right.
I take the Giants and teaser because we do short shit, fans for the fantasy fans, and we're gonna do it after we have SG Carter on short shit on. I picked up Daniel Jones and I'm starting him this week over.
That's a good pick. It's a great pick
over Ryan Tannehill.
Wow, because the Colts got a pretty decent defense.
And I'm starting Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has been averaging like 80 yards on the ground.
Yeah, you get the running yard right away.
It's an 8-point jump right off
What's
the
the
bat.
next game?
Exactly.
What do you pick?
Fuck Daniel Jones. Fuck out of here with him.
All right, well, Bengals Steelers. How about that?
I like the Steelers.
Put that in your pipe and you smoke it. You like the
smoke
Steelers?
that right
Why?
now.
Why do you like that? Okay.
I'll smoke it right now.
I'm taking the Bengals.
Really?
Yep.
I am too.
Bengals in Pittsburgh.
Why?
Because Joe Burrow is going to light up that defense. They're banged up.
And Roethlisberger's banged up. He's got a bad shoulder.
Roethlisberger's banged up too. I like this. I like the Bengals in the game.
Huh, I actually thought that the Steelers defense was pretty good. So I
can see Jamar Chase going nuts this weekend. I like Jamar Chase.
Don't say that because I'm starting. Hold on. I'm starting Debo. I'm starting Debo Samuel.
Debo.
Hide your shit.
Oh, man,
Debo's coming.
Debo's coming. I'm starting Debo over Jamar Chase, and it's a tough.
Ugh.
Hold on, Cal. Who else am I sitting? Keenan Allen.
Wow.
Justin Jefferson or DJ Moore, who already played, who already scored 23 points. Who else? Debo or Jamar Chase? Who are you going to start? Debo is facing
I know.
Green Bay. And Jamar is
T. Higgins, I think T. Higgins is out. So they would have to throw the Chase all day because the other guy, Tyler Boyd, Izama. I have a feeling they're just throwing the Chase all day. Yeah.
And San Fran has no other wide receivers, though.
I know. It's almost even. It really is.
It's
flip of the coin.
Yeah. I might have to trade one of them.
What's wrong with
Yeah, really.
Ayuk hasn't done anything.
Yeah, Ayuk, they don't even want to.
He's
his first catch against the Eagles last week.
What you have Ayuk and Robbie Anderson?
No.
Ayuk.
All right. Arizona takes on Jacksonville.
Arizona. Murray's going to go crazy.
Yeah,
I agree. All right. Jets go to Denver.
Denver's going to light them up.
Yeah, Denver. I'm not a huge Denver fan, but I mean the Jets stink.
Agreed.
Bridgewater looks good.
Benny and the Jets.
Miami with no Tua, but it isn't an upgrade. Taking on the Raiders. Derek Carr's been hot.
So who's their
The Raiders got that one.
And Josh Jacobs is probably out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going. I actually I was going to pick up Carolina's defense, but they got taken out from under me, so I picked up Vegas's defense against Miami.
Peterson's to Denver, by the way, on the Jets game. Yeah, I'm going to Raiders. And I was reluctantly. I was thinking maybe the Jets would get a win this week. But it's
Dolphins always play the Raiders tough, but I think it's going to be still a close game. I don't think they're going to rout them, but I think the Raiders are going to win that game.
Yeah, and it's in Vegas, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the edge.
Tampa Bay takes on the Rams.
Tampa Bay.
In LA.
That game could be a trap game. Rams are good.
It's Tom Brady.
I know. Rams are good.
In LA.
Both teams are so evenly matched. They're like, if you look at it on paper. I mean, obviously, Stafford's not Brady, but you know what I mean.
It's true.
Still have two great. Yeah, both teams have two of the leading receivers in the freaking NFL.
I took the Rams.
Not win a cup. Yeah, I agree.
Cooper Kupp.
I took the Rams.
That's ridiculous.
I'm picking the Rams. Tampa Bay's defense has been on their heels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have no safeties, no corners. They're all hurt.
Nope.
So.
I think the Rams outscored the Buccaneers.
It's Tom Brady, bro.
Doesn't matter.
It's Tom Brady.
He can't
Tom
cheat.
Brady, they're going 17-0.
Yeah, Tom Brady ain't gonna win every game. He's gonna lose this week. He's gonna win the first.
All right, I'll go Rams.
There you go, Mike.
Seattle goes to Minnesota. We have a couple games left. Seattle, Minnesota. This is actually a tough game.
I agree. I'm actually institute my
Fan pick
on this one.
All right. So fan pick. Whatever Dave Peterson says, Seattle or Minnesota or Polsky or whoever else is. There's a couple people listening here live. Oh, Vikings.
Skull.
Banged up Dalvin Cook.
I'm
Dalvin
actually
Cook's banged up.
Yeah, I'm actually. Don't say that, dude.
Dalvin Cook's.
You might have to get Madison.
Did he practice today? I had Madison already.
Oh, okay. I didn't see. They're just saying he might be a game time decision. That's the word.
I don't know if he practiced today. I think he plays.
He probably will. He just might not be 100%, but
He's a running back. Like he knows the plays.
Yeah, true.
He's resting all week. He's playing. I go Minnesota. Green Bay, San Fran.
That's Green Bay.
I actually took Green Bay in that one too.
Is that in Green Bay?
No.
San Fran.
It's still Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay.
I'm taking Green Bay too. Wow, we're all taking Green Bay. That's a shocker.
Yeah, that was almost a 50-50.
I think San Francisco blows them out.
Game, we all, I think most of us chose the Cowboys. I got to take a piss.
Choosing the Cowboys makes them have to piss.
You still sit down to do that, right?
Yeah, I do. By the way, before we bring on our guest, we have to bring this up. The Philadelphia 76ers have hired a female play-by-play announcer on the team. Stop.
Like seriously,
we were just, what the fuck? We're trying to be.
Fucking right now.
Stop. Don't stop.
NBC Sports. Why?
Like, grab that soundboard.
Kate Scott. Kate Scott is the the new.
Have you seen her? Like, are you like does it matter?
Kate Scott is the new play-by-play announcer for the 76ers.
You don't even watch basketball. Who do you?
What are your thoughts, guys? As I take a piss.
Go ahead, Mike. Take over.
Gary clearly doesn't have an opinion.
Is hot.
She is nice to look at.
She is nice to look at.
I don't. I read the article. Seems to have a good pedigree. He's been, kind of been working her way towards a role like this. So, I you know what? I'll give her a shot. The only thing that would have been maybe nice is if it was somebody more with a local tie.
I agree. I thought maybe they would go. Who was the guy I was thinking of? Shit. Fuck, I can't think who it was now. I was thinking the same exact thing. I was like, maybe they'll go with the former Sixer. I mean, remember they tried Eric Snow and he fell asleep during the game.
Well, yeah, I mean
that was a disaster. So maybe that might have pushed him a different way to get somebody outside. The I think that's why they didn't go D-line him. I'm not really sure if she's on play-by-play.
Eric Snow fell
But
asleep.
I knew they threw a lot of names out there. Who else do they have out there that was around here?
I mean,
I read the article too. I can't think who it was, but I have no problems with it. I like it.
Mark
Sumoff.
No.
I'm just asking you.
Because he was the one that just retired.
Yeah, they rehired Mark Sumoff.
I know what you're talking about. Say, I'm thinking of you hostile.
Mark Jackson.
Yeah, Mark Jackson. Yep. Does he have a job somewhere? Is he like a?
I'm sorry, Mark.
He's like a GM or something. I thought.
I am for real.
I guess what's his face is staying Abu Dhabi or whatever hell you say his name.
Yeah, he's gonna be he's gonna stay as a color commentator.
So, I didn't like him in the beginning. Not that I like him as a pro. I didn't really like his. But he grew on me. Maybe that's because I'm so used to seeing him off. What's that?
Grow in you.
Yeah, no, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I didn't like him in the beginning, but I think he was because he didn't really know what he was doing yet. And now I like him now, so that's why.
I mean, I think he doesn't. I don't know how much he adds. I mean, he's basically just rode the coattails of Zuma.
Yeah,
like, hey, partner, yeah, whatever you say, like. So it'll be interesting to see what his role is with somebody
Yeah.
that's kind of newer.
And Tom McGinnis, that's who I was thinking of. I was thinking they were going to go his route. But
Right.
He's supposed to want to stay with radio. He likes doing radio, so I can see that. I don't know how he'd be on TV. I mean, I think he'd be awesome because I love him on the
I
radio.
think he'd be great on TV. Yeah. I would too. But
it's kind of like Fransky in LA. They're radio guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
I'd rather have them on TV than McCarthy as well.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. But did you catch the game that night when Kruk was like basically not bashing Ben Davis, but they were like kind of going at each other?
No.
Did you hear about the Ben's sense of humor come from Malvern Prep or whatever? I don't know if it was a little awkward.
Yeah, that's funny though.
It is funny because you think these guys always get along all the time. Not that they weren't getting along. It was probably just Kruk being Kruk. You know what I mean? But
right,
it's still kind of funny.
Pirates took back the lead. God damn it!
What's the score? Because I can't.
6-5.
Man, I turned it on. I missed Gibson's home run.
Fucking scratch all.
And then then I saw the Pirates at the bases loaded. I'm like, what the fuck? I flip flopped twice. I missed the home run, but I catch it just enough for the Pirates at the bases loaded. Damn, what the hell is Sean doing up there?
I don't know.
How's he scratching his ball pad?
So yeah, I mean, so I'm in agreement that I want to give it a shot. I want to give her a shot and see how she does.
Hold on.
I was thinking like the Sixers are going to be so tough to not to watch, but just to like after last year and the debacle on the postseason.
Yeah,
it's so hard to trust them. Yeah, it's so hard to trust them because they can go on these 10 game winning streaks. And like, here we go. And it's just, you just always come back to that Hawk series. Like, it almost doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, what seed they are. When you're a number one seed, you can't get past the second round. That's just inexcusable. Brutal. And it's not a team that doesn't have playoff experience. They were freaking one shot away from going to the, Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like they have the experience. So that's not, you can't use that anymore. What the hell is he doing? Who's giving me the finger?
Oh, we got our guest coming on.
Hey man, I'm out. I'm gonna go.
All right, man.
What do you mean you're out? What the fuck's wrong with you? I'm drunk. Well, so what? What does that mean? What's that supposed to mean? All right. Hey, Seth, can you hear us? Nope. All right, hold on a minute.
I gotta write these picks down.
All right, Seth. Nope, nothing. All right, let's try this again.
We're having a little bit of technical difficulties.
It happens. This is what happens. Hey, man. Nope, nothing. Hold on. Let's try this again. Hey.
Yeah, I can hear you.
There we go. All right. We're welcome our guest, SG Carter, to the show. Welcome, sir.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, man. So SG Carter's joining us tonight. He has a self-proclaimed 80% success rate for UFC fights when it comes to betting. So we have Callie on the computer. You're not going to be able to hear him ask questions if he's going to ask a question. Can you hear him, by the way, Callie?
I can hear him. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, so you can hear him. He's not going to be able to hear you. Sorry. So if you have a question, I'm going to ask him. Okay.
Okay, that's cool.
All right, cool. So hey, man, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for coming on, man. And so why don't you tell us about your secret as far as what it comes to as far as placing these bets and what's your strategy?
Well, I think when I'm trying to pick which fights to bet on, it starts with the posted odds, particularly when you're not familiar with different fighters. You start with the posted odds, and for me, the sweet spot is when someone is a favorite by -170, which would mean that to put down $170, if they win $100. And you would win $100 plus your $170 back. So that's where I start when trying to figure out where to research. I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys have any experience, whether it be with MMA or with boxing? Do you guys have any experience gambling on combat sports?
DraftKings just for me.
I do not.
Callie said just DraftKings.
But what's up, Seth? Good to hear from you, man. Good to talk to you.
Yes, good to be on with you guys. I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah, so Callie said just DraftKings. He does that, but not straight up betting. No.
So the minus 170 is your sweet spot. So you usually don't take a bet unless you're looking at something like that. So when you have the 80% success rate, you're taking into account the minus 170. So you're usually playing the favorites. Do you ever take like an underdog, or do you only play like the favorites?
Rarely do I take an underdog. I'll be straight and say that I'm pretty new at this. I've only been studying fights for purposes of gambling for about 6 months now. And indeed, I don't gamble on every fight or even most fights. It's about picking the ones that you feel confident about and gambling on those. And then you're going to have fights along the way that you look at them a bit and you say, oh, I think this one's going to win, but I'm not going to put money on it. So, what a really good professional sports gambler can do, particularly with combat sports, it's when they can spot that underdog who you would be betting less money to win more. And I can guess that to be that type of professional, it requires a lot of time and a lot of experience so that you can spot things that your average person can't see. I'm not there yet.
Right. Well, SG, I mean, you sent me can I call you Mr. SG?
Sure.
All right. Mr. SG. I sent you some Mr. Carter. I'll call you Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter. Because Mr. SG sounds weird. Mr. Carter. I said Jesus. I'm sorry.
What have you guys been drinking tonight?
A lot.
Everybody said that.
Yes. How's that for an answer? A lot.
Gary's been drinking a lot.
Yeah, we've been drinking a lot.
Sean as well. Like
I'm the only sober one here.
They're at 12 pack.
Yeah, Callie's the only sober one.
No, that's not true. I'm sober too.
12 pack, 7%.
Yeah. Actually, Gary and I drank we've been pretty much killed a 12 pack of what were they? What was the
right behind you, bro? Voodoo Ranger Hoppy Pack.
Voodoo Ranger. Yeah, we've been pretty much killed that whole case. Anyway, Mr. Carter.
Welcome back.
Carter.
Not Carter. Carter.
Volta.
Oh God. What's it gonna answer?
This is why we don't have guests very often.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, Mr. Carter.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Fuck. So with going into this weekend's fights, right? You sent me quite a bit of videos to kind of preview and to watch, and I have a personal favorite that I'm going to tune into and I'm going to watch because I have a favorite who I think is going to win, and we'll get to that in a second.
Oh, Ronda Rousey Snail Trail?
No, not Ronda Rousey Snail Trail, not her. We'll get to that in a little bit. But there's a.
Oh, we're going to talk about her.
No, she's not fighting.
Oh, no, she hasn't fought in years.
No, she's in WWE now. There's a particular fight that we will get to for sure.
You sniff her moist panties out.
What? I mean,
just toss the panties.
I'm not saying I would not sniff Ronda Rousey's panties. I'm just saying she's not fighting this week.
She was banging Turtle.
Was that Callie?
Not Gerard. She was banging Turtle.
You do that, Chunk? You pass them over here? Just saying.
Sure.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
After a sweaty fight, you're sniffing them panties.
Yeah. All right, so let's
put you in a Cobra clutch and shit.
Yeah, these guys are going nuts. All right, so let's just get to the card.
There's chunks and slime in her underwear.
Oh my God! A big ass bacon strip.
Sorry, Mr. MSG. We're way out of line here.
I know we are. I know.
Oh yeah.
Callie just said, "Sorry, Mr. SG."
Are you hungry?
He said we're out of line. Yeah, and you know what? The thing is that that Mr. Carter has listened to enough of our podcast that he knows what's going on.
He knew what he signed up for.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Welcome back. Welcome.
All right.
Yes,
So anyway,
I've known you guys for years. I wouldn't expect it any other way.
absolutely not. And you'd be disappointed if we were really straight and narrow with you, right?
For sure, for sure. Let's keep it just like it's at the corner pub. Ladies' underwear is not out of line or anything else. Let's keep
Fucking
it
right, no pussy.
corner pub, not pro style.
That's right. All right, so let's start off here with the card, the featherweight title.
Fucking bacon pork smear.
Alexander Volkanovski takes on Brian Ortega. Okay, so I had stats here, and for you know what? Oh shit, it's on my phone, and you're on the phone, so I can't look them up. All right.
What do you want to know? I have my phone up looking.
All right, so there you go. So the featherweight title, win-loss record for each.
Hold on.
And knockout. All right, so it's the first fight of the night in for tomorrow night's battle.
Trying to find it. Hold on.
Yeah, that fight is the main event for tomorrow night, actually. So that'll be the last fight of the night.
I was going to say, if that's a fair title.
A featherweight title. Well, there's a flyweight title. Okay. Well, I might as well just shut the fuck up then.
Those guys, those two guys will be fighting at 145 pounds apiece.
Wow.
So
featherweight, Jesus.
Rob my weight.
Yeah. So these
in your
yes,
head,
they're not.
Dude, I
head.
haven't been that light since fucking high school. Jesus.
I weighed that when I was 5.
Same here. I outweigh these guys by 20 pounds, but they throw their fists a lot faster than me. I'm sure.
Yeah, a little bit, right? Yeah, with a name like Brian Ortega. Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna sit that one out.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. So Mr. Carter, do you have a favorite in this fight?
Well, for starters, let me put it out there for the record for all the listeners. I personally do not endorse gambling on that specific fight because I think it's too volatile, too possible to go either way. But after doing some fight research, watching two of Volkanovski's fights against the former champion Max Holloway and watching Brian Ortega's fight against Max Holloway, my gut instinct is that Alexander is going to be the victor in that fight. I think he fights faster, more aggressively, and from watching the weigh-ins earlier today, Ortega looked a bit tired. I don't know if it was difficult for him to make weight or not, but these are the things you look for when you're, trying to determine who to bet on.
So this is interesting. So one of our listeners who's chimed in right now, he's watching on YouTube, Ryan Boyle, and I know for a fact he's heavy into this stuff. I mean, he knows more about it than I ever will. He trains in MMA. He's at the gym. He's doing his stuff. So I'm really happy that he's chiming in here, and thank you, Ryan, because I'm looking for your insight here. But he said Ortega is an underdog, but it is his best pick in his opinion. So I don't know.
15-1. That's tough to be an underdog at 15-1.
I'm not going to argue with him. As I mentioned, I did very little research into that fight. So and I personally consider it too volatile to bet on. Alexander is just my instinct. So next week we'll know. Who won that fight.
All right, so I won't start at the other title fight. Let me go to. Oh shit! There's a lot of fights here. There's a lot more than I had looked up initially. So Mr. Carter, Marlon Moraes, Marib. I'm not going to say his fucking last name. Davashli.
I'm really only qualified to talk about 4 of the fights that are on the main card.
So Jessica
you mentioned it might be on the preliminary card.
So Curtis Blades.
Research in it.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. All right, I got you here. All right, so Curtis Blades against Jaransko Rashudik. I can't see his I can't see these motherfuckers' names.
Ravazuzic?
There you go. You got it.
All right, so what do you think?
You got it.
Mr. Carter, what's your thoughts?
Well, that's a heavyweight fight. Heavyweights, they tend to fight a little bit slower. That one as well. I don't really want to make a pick in that fight, but the other main card fights, the Lawler Diaz and the two women's fights, we can talk about any of those three fights.
Sounds good. Okay,
but,
cool.
Yeah, I don't want to make a pick in the heavyweight.
No,
one.
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you've had an 8% success rate in these
and you're
fights.
handicapped. So, Mr. Carter, are you betting like a significant amount of money on these fights, or are you just kind of dabbling?
Like
you're not quitting your day job for this.
That's a conversation that I have with my lady. In this case, yes, I'm dabbling. It's smaller bets, but yeah, like I said, I've only been following fights for sake of gambling for about 6 months now, and my 83% accuracy rating, that's only based on researching 11 fights. And what my lady says to me, because I would honestly like to quit my day job and just do picks. She says, "Well, what about when you've researched and bet on 50 fights?" She says, "If you maintain 83% when you have researched 50 fights, then at that point, I'll agree with you that you're probably wasting your time at your day job versus making bigger bets."
Yeah, then you're living in Vegas, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you're doing.
So 83% is what, 9 for 11 then, right?
Even still, that's a really good ratio.
9 for
sure.
11 is really good. Yes.
I lose 80% of my NFL bets. So that should get me somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just a new guy. Off to a good start.
Callie said he loses 80% of his NFL bets. So
Yeah, if he just So, Callie, you're saying that if you just whatever you decided, if you pick the other way,
go the other way.
Rich.
Go the other way.
Yeah,
anything that you know is a stone lock. If you go the other way,
exactly. I can't tell you how many times I've been wrong.
So Ryan said he also has a lawyer in that fight, and then spoiler. This was the fight I was kind of really alluding to. I think this is the fight of the night. But Ryan said he has a lawyer because he thinks his diet. Diaz has been out for a 6-year layoff, but God, he's rooting for Diaz. So there you go. So it's Nick Diaz taking on Robbie Lawyer. The last time they fought, there was a lot of shit talking. There was a lot of back and forth. It was a brawl. Nick Diaz has been out for a while for suspension, and now he's returning to the ring. It's going to be a really intriguing matchup. Mr. Carter, what is your pick for this fight?
Yeah, it's a really dramatic, interesting fight. This one, it almost reminds me of that movie that had Stallone and De Niro in it. But yeah, my
Rocky
analysis,
18 was it Rocky 18?
Rocky 4?
Rocky 4? Rocky 4.
Who wins in a rematch, Rocky or Drago?
Both old men. They were both old men. Because
I know what you're talking about.
Lawler and Diaz, they fought once before. It was a long time ago, guys. I mean, it was 17 years ago. They fought before.
It was not Raging Bull, Polsky. Stop.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. You're gonna be like, what an asshole. Raging Bull. Who would say Raging Bull?
Oh my
God! Talking about Rocky.
I forgot that.
Who wins, Raging Bull or Rocky?
What's the name of that movie? Stallone and De Niro. Oh my God, he's right. Yeah. There was a movie.
Yeah.
Was it called Old Timers or something? Or
Old Timers or old
something. Old
farts. Old farts part 2.
Old farts. That's what it was.
That's what it was. Yeah. That's right.
Maybe popcorn will show.
Ryan Boyle said it's too hard to call. He's.
I thought he said he wanted
Alzheimer's
lawyer.
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's disease.
It's called Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's. That's it.
I don't know. Let's just go with that.
Alzheimer's. Okay. Anyway, Mr. Carter.
Look it up, but to give an actual.
You know what it's called? It was called Blue Pill. That's what the movie is called. Blue Pill.
Raging Viagra.
To actually give you a pick on this fight, my instinct is that Robbie Lawler will win this time. He didn't win 17 years ago, but my instinct is that he will win. That these 6 years that Nick Diaz has not been in the octagon. He's going to have rust to shake off, and I think that goes in Lawler's favor.
I would think so.
Lawler, he's not what he used to be, but he's still pretty tough. And from the weigh-ins today, he actually didn't take his shirt off in the weigh-in, which I thought was interesting. I know, even without that, I know he's in better muscle shape than Diaz is. But will that? It's not that Diaz couldn't knock him out again with a good punch. It's
43rd career fight. That's a lot of fighting.
So, what are the odds on that?
So Mr. Carter, Callie just said it's his 44th career fight. That's a lot of fighting at the pro level.
And Mike, to answer your question, I believe the general odds for that fight, the latest ones are -145. Robbie Lawler, the favorite, and Nick Diaz at about a 100 something as an underdog.
Plus like 120 or something probably.
So Ryan said that the fight was supposed to be at 170, but last minute Diaz made it 185.
That's a good point, Sean. Thank you for bringing that up. So yeah, they were going to fight at a lower weight, but now they are going to fight at 185, and that also tells me that Nick Diaz, has he been training enough? Yeah. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, that would seem to
that's 15 freaking pounds.
An extra couple pounds. That would be that you couldn't get in. Like you would think the smaller, quicker. I mean, carrying some weight obviously that helps you with. Typically. The higher weight classes are stronger in this and that, but I would think that if they couldn't fit it in, that would all right.
Yeah, that tells me he's maybe he's not in shape.
Right.
That's what it tells me.
That's a lock.
A little sluggish.
Mr. Carter, I got to go with you. I got to go with Lawler here. Even the last fight was an abrupt stop, which was a knockout that was very questionable. Although he was kind of wobbly when he got back up. I mean, it was, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Lawler here. I mean, just based on the fact that he's been continuing the fight and Diaz has been out of the octagon for a while. So I'll agree with you there.
Yeah, to talk about abrupt stops, if we're talking about when these guys fought each other 17 years ago, I would say that was a very correct and appropriate stop. And if you check out the video, it is available on YouTube to watch for free, UFC free fights. He was really knocked out at that moment, and stopping the fight was right. To talk about predicting fights, to talk about when refs stop a fight, that is a factor. What's the word I'm looking for? A variable. That is a variable that can make it difficult to predict fights because different referees will stop fights at different moments. And while I wouldn't disagree with that referee back in 2004, there's plenty of more recent fights that we could talk about where I would say, I don't know about stopping the fight right then and there. It was probably preemptive.
Polsky jumped in and said it was too many double stuffed Oreos. And Ryan said he completely agrees with you. I'm assuming he agrees with you, not the double stuffed Oreos. I think he agrees with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So then it leaves us with another very intriguing fight, and you might have to help me with this name, Valentino Shevchenko. Taking on
yes.
Taking on Lauren Murphy. And this is for the
Valentino is a woman's name?
It's no Valentina.
Valentina,
just like Valentine's Day, but with an
Shevchenko taking on Lauren Murphy. This is for the flyweight title. So, Mr. Carter, what are your predictions for this fight, sir?
Most predictable fight of the night. Gamblers just gamble with your head, not above it.
Not the one below your pants, because there's
that's the one I normally go with.
That's not the one you normally go with, Callie. Calm down. It's not the one you normally go with. Stop.
It's probably for the best that our guest or our one of our co-hosts has left for this one.
All right,
we would never have actually gotten through this.
So. Mr. Carter, I'd like to hear a prediction because we have something from our listeners.
Well, for this fight, I would bet with either head, but that's just me. Basically, Valentina, she is probably the most dominant women's champion there's ever been in the UFC. The only argument to that statement would be the champion at the weight class above her, Amanda Nunes, bantamweight at 135, I believe, and these Shevchenko and Murphy are fighting at flyweights, meaning they're fighting at 125.
So how's this a flyweight title if they're both not fighting at that weight?
Isn't it different for women? It's different for women.
They were both. They weighed in today, and Valentina weighed 124, and Murphy weighed 125 or 125.
Okay. What's heavyweight for women?
And even what's her name? Lauren Murphy. She
Polsky said it was in that weight. That's why.
So you're saying. So we're getting some comments from Ryan and Seth. You're saying you're betting with both.
No, he's taking Val. Not
that. What I'm saying is that there's a couple comments. So this Val chick is
Val.
She's
don't say chick.
This Val fighter.
Yes,
is apparently attractive. Not too hard on the eyes.
They're both very good looking on the eyes.
Oh, are they?
Both of them. Yeah, I take both of them. Yeah. Do you?
Yeah. I mean, they're both all right. I'd take Val in the beauty contest. She's not bad looking. Her history. She was born in 1988 in the Soviet Union. When the Soviet Union broke up in 1991, her parents took 3-year-old her to Peru, and that's where she grew up. I think there might be an interesting story there, so to speak. But she is very good at what she does, and everything you need to be a good UFC fighter, she's got that. She became the champion in this weight class in 2018, and she'll either retire as a champion, similar to Khabib in the men's class, or if someone's going to knock her off her block, I don't know when that's going to happen, but it's not going to be Lauren Murphy. That's my pick there. Shevchenko is the negative $1,600 favorite in most sports books right now. So
is that out of your? Is that too little for you?
Yeah. It was $1 when you're 16.
I mean, that would mean that a person would have to put up $16,000 to win $1,000.
Yeah,
right.
And for people who can afford to bet $16,000, I'd say go for it. She's gonna win. I'm sure of it. But
yeah, Ryan.
I wouldn't recommend actually betting.
Yeah, Ryan Boyle
still.
Yeah, Ryan Boyle agrees with you. He said Val is going to destroy her. I'm pretty sure she's a Russian spy, and I am totally into it.
So that's why I'm thinking that this girl is not bad looking.
Sean, ask him, what would $1 win me?
She's
So what would $1? So what would $1 in that?
Oh, I could do this. Hold on, quick.
Because I'm a big spender.
Yeah,
I'm going big tomorrow.
Kelly wants to know what $1 will win him on that fight.
That's a good question, and I'll throw in a plug for.
I think it's about 8
cents. 8 cents. All right, I can live with that.
8 cents.
I would still lose. I'd probably lose.
And Polsky wants to know: can she suck? I'm not gonna. Come on, Polsky. It's not very nice.
Inappropriate.
Can she suck a golf ball through a 20-foot garden hose?
What does it have to do with fighting, Polsky?
You'd have to ask
Sorry,
her. I
I'm
sure
wrong.
as shit wouldn't ask her.
I think it's 6 cents.
6 cents.
No, forget it.
6 cents.
8 cents you had me at.
I can see dead people.
Well, it's technically 6.25 cents.
6.25 cents. So
all right. Well, maybe I'll think about it now.
So if you put up,
what the hell is 6.2 cents?
If you could spare the extra 60 cents,
all right,
Kelly,
all right,
for $1.60, you'd win a dime.
Yeah,
all right, I'm doing it.
There you go.
I'm doing it.
Let us
you only
know.
live once.
So basically, what we're trying to say is that is a heavy favorite right there. She's a heavy favorite, not heavy. She's a heavy favorite.
Yeah, the extremely heavy favorite. She may even hold the UFC record for largest favorite that there ever was.
What was Rousey?
Who she was fighting against, because I can't remember. But
I lost my money on Rousey.
Within the last 3 years, that she was the negative $2,900 favorite.
Wow,
Jesus! Wow. Do you think that fight should be the main event over Ortega?
No.
It's a landslide. Why would you want a landslide?
I think they designed the card right, making that the second fight, because for the absolute headliner, for the main event, you should have a fight that is competitive, and Alexander Volkanovski versus Ortega, I expect is going to be a much more competitive fight than Valentina versus Lauren Murphy. So that was good fight plotting, putting that as the second fight. And when she wins, if you guys have never seen Valentina fight before, watch her do her little Russian dance and listen to her interview, because she's just cute as a button, even though she's deadly.
Isn't that the thing, dude? Like, you never know. Yeah. Like, you never know. These girls could be world-class fighters, and they're beautiful, and you have no idea they have a fucking broken jaw. And you're like, how did?
Yeah,
I'm about to go off the rails here. How do they suck a dick so good? Like, they keep going, and they keep going, and because they have a broken fucking jaw, and they don't know the difference, and they just keep going. Because their jaw was broken 16 times. Boyle said, Ryan Boyle said they should have Val versus Amanda Nunes again.
Yeah, so those two have fought twice before, and they are the two best in the league. As I mentioned, Nunes is the bantamweight champion, and that makes her 10 pounds over what Valentina's at. They fought twice before. Nunes won the first fight more clearly. The second time they fought each other, it was like sparring. It was just really very defensive from both fighters, and not a whole lot happened. They both finished the fight looking like they were wearing three-piece suits, so to speak, like they had barely been touched.
Yeah.
But Nunes did pull Valentina down 3 times in that fight, even though Valentina stood right back up from being pulled down. So mathematically, it was the right call of the judges to say that Nunes by decision in that second fight. Valentina didn't like it, and that's a good video too. These are accessible on UFC Fight Pass when they're not available on YouTube.
Okay.
Sean, is this free tomorrow? Is this on ESPN?
So Callie wants to know if it's free tomorrow, because it's on ESPN Plus, correct?
Yeah.
I don't.
I think it's on. I think it's on ESPN Plus, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow night.
I want to see myself.
I mean, I don't keep a subscription to ESPN Plus myself, so I don't know if that means that you can watch it there, or if it's an ESPN Plus pay-per-view where you do have to, pay for a pay-per-view fee. And in my case, I'll be going out to a local pub to watch it, where they charge $20 or less to get in. And, the ultimate insider information right here for people who have patience is the UFC Fight Pass app, which costs subscription holders $10 a month. The fights that happen tomorrow will be available on that app 50 days from now, and then you can watch them at your own convenience for $10 a month. So keep that in mind if there is a pay-per-view fee tomorrow and you don't want to pay it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So Mr. Carter, Mr. SG Carter on the line with us tonight, giving us his tips. 83% success rate in UFC betting. I believe, sir, you have some things that you are more than welcome to plug. You have been working your ass off for the past couple of years on a graphic novel or 2 graphic novels. And you are more than welcome to plug away your accounts and do what you may. Go for it, sir.
Thank you very much, Sean. For those of you guys who like hearing this interview, on Twitter I'm SGCarter2, and on Instagram I am s.g.carter2709. And when I'm not looking at UFC fights for gambling or doing my day job, I am the writer of graphic novels in development, the Krav Maga Kangaroos. That's for your kids and maybe for your overgrown kids. Think Ninja Turtles, except they are kangaroos that live in the San Diego Zoo. And then the other comic I'm working on with a working title of either Goblins and Trolls or Sex and Violins. We got these cute, sexy girls. The main character, she came from Northeast Philadelphia in her 20s, and she moved out to LA with dreams of playing her violin in the LA Philharmonic. But she ended up working at a pro BDSM dungeon to make cash. And wouldn't you know it, there's mythical goblins and trolls in the basement of that building. So we're working hard on that comic too. Like I said, check out my Instagram or my Twitter, and you can see pictures of some of the characters. And we'll be launching on Kickstarter when the comic is ready.
Dude, we're gonna promote the shit out of that because I know how hard you've been working at this, and I am. You know, you're one of my really good friends. I've known you for over 15 years. I don't know, something like that. And we're gonna promote the living shit out of that. And
it sounds interesting.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
You've been working on this for a long time, and we are more than happy to promote the shit out of this. So, I'm so proud of you, dude. I just want you to know that.
Nice. And you're Mr. Carter, you're living in LA now, or is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to live right there in Northeast Philly with all you guys. I mean, like I said, for the listeners, I've known these guys for, I've known Sean and Mike for 15 plus years, and Gary, I've known him for quite a few years too. So it's great to be talking with you guys. But yeah, I've lived in LA since May of 2017, and I serve in the National Guard, and I have a job with a burglar alarm company, and I work on creating graphic novels and researching UFC fights for gambling. I do a lot of different things.
Nice.
Oh yeah, man.
Do you ever see the Kardashians?
Callie wants to know, have you ever seen the Kardashians?
Have I ever seen them in person?
No. Wait, hold on, but. Actually, you got to share the story about Eddie Van Halen's kid you just saw.
Okay.
You got to share that. Yeah, he saw Wolfgang recently.
Really?
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I did. So it was easy to know where Eddie Van Halen's house is. It was easy to know it if you drove past it, because after he passed, his house was off of a main road. I don't know if it's how ethical it is to say, but it's a very main road called Mulholland Drive in LA. You guys remember the movie Mulholland Falls from the 90s. So I mean, that is your canyon. That is your Hollywood Hills main highway up there. And Eddie Van Halen, he had a house off of it. And when he passed, somebody put a kind of a memorial on his fence, with the symbol from his guitar. They put it there. It said, we love you, Eddie Van Halen. And his son Wolfgang, he didn't have that sign taken down for months. And I do work up there with the burglar alarm company. And much more recently, one time I was driving there, and I get passed by this pretty new Jeep. I shouldn't say exactly what car he drives, but it's in good condition, and it's not a particularly expensive SUV, but it's in really good condition. And as it goes by, I see that the license plate is VH with a number and a very clean cut sticker on the back of the VH logo. So once I saw that, I was going through the gears in my Honda Civic trying to catch up to him, because, like I said, it was right by his house, but I couldn't catch up to him. But yeah, that's when I saw Wolfie near his house.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome. Nice. Well, Mr. Carter, we want to thank you so much for coming on and giving your tips for this weekend's fights. Hope you help some of our listeners out and betting, and we thank you so much for coming on, man, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Hey, one fight we didn't talk over, and we won't talk about in detail. we won't talk about it in detail, but just for the people who are looking to gamble, the other women's fight on the main card, Jessica
Arndari against Cynthia Calvillo. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, if you want to risk less money to win more money, I would say go ahead and bet on Jessica Andrade tomorrow night.
I'm sorry.
What's the odds on that?
It's Andrade. I called her Andrade today.
You're just making up fighters.
Or that too, but the proper pronunciation is Andrade.
Andrade. Okay.
So what's the odds on that one?
She's negative 275, and I believe her Cynthia Calvillo, who is lighter on the eyes, is a positive 200 underdog. So, I wouldn't kick Cynthia Calvillo out of my bed or out of a date. I like her a great deal, but I don't think she has what it takes to.
So Andrade is a 21-9-0, and Calvillo is a 9-2-1, and she's 34, a little closer to our age.
Mm-hmm.
Andrade is
I'm only 30. So,
yeah, you're only 30. Okay.
Yeah.
They're both 125 pounds. They both have a very, very close reach. Yeah. Now I found the strikes. Now I found the stats that I needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I found them.
Finally.
To
get 2 hours.
Oh yeah. So Andrade is basically 50% succeeded strikes, and let me see. Calvillo is at 42. So yeah. I mean, there you go. Takedowns. I'm going through all this shit. I'm going deep. Shit, I'm going deep here. Submission. I got all kinds of submission shit.
She likes to submit.
Yeah, Andrade can submit you in 40% of the time.
All right.
With Calvillo can only get you 33% of the time.
Okay.
I'm like 75%.
Within the last 24 months, both of these two fighters have fought a girl named Caitlin Chukagian, who I believe trains out of Quakertown, Pennsylvania. I think she might be from Long Island or from New Jersey.
Callie said he knows her. He banged her.
Yeah, we're neighbors.
He said they're neighbors. They banged each other while the wife was watching.
Yeah.
I'm
punched right in the face. She knocked me out.
He said she punched him right in the face and knocked her out. Knocked him out.
And then took advantage of him?
Well, it took advantage of him.
I woke up in a dark alley.
Basically, if you watch both of these two women who are fighting tonight, if you watch both of their fights against Caitlin Chukagian, you'll get your answer as to why I project that Andrade is going to beat Calvillo tomorrow night. That's a safe bet, in my opinion.
Yeah, cool. Looking at the stats there, which I finally brought up because I was looking from while we were talking about the interview, and I couldn't figure out where to click. So I had on my phone, had everything ready for us. And because you're on the phone, I went online. I couldn't find it. Whatever. Blah 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 blah. But now I found it, and it's too late. But I found the stats there, and I agree with you. It looks like she's gonna be the favorite there. So cool, man. Hey, dude. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. And
good luck.
Good luck absolutely, 100%.
Yep. Thank you guys so much for having me. To drive safe, and let's do this again sometime.
Are you kidding me? Absolutely. We'll definitely do this again. This was good because again, like we don't
our horizons a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't
outside the box. I like it.
We definitely have to spread the box, Callie. We don't go down this route, and we should, because I got to be honest with you. I do find UFC entertaining. I just don't know enough about it. I know the big names, I know stuff like that. You too, Callie?
Same here. Yeah, I'm right with you. I love watching it, but I don't have any knowledge of it whatsoever.
Yeah,
and I wish I did.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, I hear you, dude. We have, we love it. We know the names, all that stuff, but we just don't, we don't follow it that closely. So this is awesome, man. We'll have to do this again. Maybe we'll make this a monthly thing, dude.
They do one of these pay-per-views with the number per month, and so tomorrow's 266.
Right.
To put things in perspective about Lawler and Diaz in their rematch, but when those guys fought before, that was UFC, I think 45, I believe, and this is 266, 200 pay-per-views later.
Wow.
One per month.
Yeah, we're gonna have to work this out, dude, for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna. We could track.
If you're good with that.
Yeah, we'll track how your success rate's been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it stays up, I'm happy to be here. And
that's what she said.
This is fun.
That's what she said.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
All right, Mr. Carter. Again, follow him on Instagram and Twitter. And he's got a couple graphic novels coming out, and he's got a great success rate on these UFC fights. And we're going to have him on again for sure. Thank you so much for joining us, man.
All right, bud.
Bye,
Good
guys.
talking to you.
Love you, brother. All right, I guess he's out. All right, cool. That was cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely does his homework, and he's, a new venture for him, so seems to be going well.
That was cool. All right, so I think it's time.
We lost Callie.
Oh, shit, Callie logged out?
Did you
All
log
right.
out, or did we lose him? Or I
I
don't
don't
know what
know.
happened. The show's not over.
I don't know.
Phils are up 8-6, by the way. So they
Oh, good
took
for
so yeah, they were down. They were up 1-0, down 4-1, came back, took the lead 5-4, then went down 6-5, and now they're up 8-6 in the top of the 8th. And the Braves have the Padres in San Diego. So I think that the Padres still have a slight chance. Probably they're on the way. Are they still playing for anything?
The Padres?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to get the playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean, St. Louis is running away with that.
Running away with what?
With the wild card. They won like 9 of the last.
They won 13 straight.
13 straight.
They won 13 straight.
Is 13 straight now?
It's not
Yeah.
over yet, dude. No, they have something to play for. They're still going for it.
All right, as long as they're going for it, then they're gonna play. They're gonna play the Braves competitively.
So Callie's computer died.
Oh, well, there you go.
All right.
You bring a charger out.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, so just you and I.
Yeah, all right, here
While
we
you
go.
were drunk, right?
It's while you were drunk time, and I got some good ones.
Okay, yeah, I got one. I got the one too.
All right.
I am not drunk, man.
Yeah,
You're
and
trying
dear
to
me
make
well.
me drunk.
It's time to catch up on some things you may have missed.
Do you think a six-pack is acceptable?
While you were drunk.
I'm drunk and I love cats. What more do you need to know?
Yeah. So JJ Reddick retires.
Yes. I heard
JJ
that.
Reddick, one-time 76er. A lot of people thought that
Duke alumni.
Yeah, Duke alumni. A lot of people thought that is it alumni or is it alumni? What is it?
Alumni.
I know, I'm kidding. Alumnus. He's out. He's done. He retired.
I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, he had a long enough career.
2 years after the Sixers let him go.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't as good after that too. I mean, his niche was in Philly. Like it seemed to work best in Philly.
I never had a problem with him. Dude, I actually I gotta be honest with you. I kind of wish they went after him again last year.
Right. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that. I mean, he just couldn't play any defense. The defense was just bad.
Yeah, he was a liability for sure. I liked him. I always liked JJ Reddick.
Yeah, I mean, it took me a while to come around because he was a Duke guy, and I hate Duke.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked him as a Sixer.
Yeah, but do you hate Duke or do you hate the
Aura of Duke?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the aura of Duke. I don't hate Krzyzewski. I hate Krzyzewski because he's the coach of the Duke, but I kind of respect him. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Kind of the opposite. I can't stand Coach K.
Oh, yeah?
Can't stand him.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't respect him?
No, I think he's a rat face fuck.
But, I mean, I
He's
get
a rat face fuck.
He's ugly. but-
Rat
Right. He's ugly.
face fuck.
Right. But what does that have to do with his coaching?
I think he got. I don't know. What do you want from me?
I don't know. Explain yourself.
I don't like him. I don't like him a little bit, guy.
Okay.
Kevin Hayes.
That's good conversation there.
The Flyers are going on the Pico Power Play.
Yeah, speaking of Flyers, Kevin Hayes. Cal got canceled. Cal's computer died apparently. Kevin Hayes is out for 6 to 8 weeks with a ab strain. Not
Yeah.
good.
Just to go back to Kelly for a second, it took this long to notice because his screen was so dark that like.
Fuck with my ass, man. Shit.
Oh shit!
What happened?
No, we'll get to it. Maybe we won't.
Okay.
My shark shit this week.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't save. I don't have any of them.
Maybe we skip it this week because I didn't even do the research.
Yeah, we'll skip it. So Kevin Hayes is out 6 to 8 weeks. Also, Jake Arrieta has been released from the Padres. Jake Arrieta, that's what you are, there.
He went from the Cubs to the Padres, and the Padres released him too. Yeah, he's not he's not in Ben Simmons category, but he was a.
No, he's not even close to the Ben Simmons category. But
not a likable guy by any means.
I hate tooting my own horn, but when they signed Jake Arrieta, I said it was a bad fucking sign, and there was too much money, and he had 1.5 years of productivity. He sucked before that. He had 1.5 years, and he sucked after that, and he continued to suck after that, and he made a ton of fucking money. You know who he was Sam Bradford. If Sam Bradford made the MLB and pitched a year of good football, like, you know what I mean, like, or good baseball, I should say.
Right.
That's who
but
Jake Arrieta is.
At least Arrieta had a Cy Young and a year and a half of good. Like, Sam Bradford was never like that good.
No, Sam Bradford. That's actually true. Sam Bradford stole fucking money and money and money. And money.
No, because I don't get it. Like, I don't know. Like, he was never that good.
Kelly said he's Fat Shadow. Fat Shadow coming this fall. What the fuck?
Fathead Shadow?
We all hated Arrieta. Yeah, I agree with him there. Everybody hated Arrieta. What a piece of shit he was.
Yeah.
Okay. Minor leaguers have an issue on their hands, and this is really fucking interesting. So let me go back to it.
This is about the pay scale, right?
Yes.
And
so
then speaking out about it.
Yeah. So the Advocates for Minor Leaguers is investigating a situation where there's allegations by players in the Philadelphia Phillies organization that were reprimanded for wearing solidarity wristbands in their final minor league game of the season, basically in support of increased pay and improved living conditions. The executive director of the nonprofit group, the Advocates for Minor Leaguers, said, "We heard there was some backlash, some troubling reports, and we are definitely looking into it. We're very concerned. It's totally inappropriate to have this kind of backlash." So I'm going to say this, and I'm not fucking tooting my horn. I'm not doing any of that shit. There was an argument by a friend of ours who said, "Yeah, I see your side, but," and my counter argument is, all right, I didn't get his argument, so let me be fair. To be fair. He said, well, if you're getting to that point, your goal is to be better.
Right.
If you want to be better, you should get paid, and that's how you get better. Right? So in the walk of life, that's correct, right?
Essentially, you're starting out at entry level and you want to become the CEO.
Now, however, in my opinion, is different with baseball. Okay? You got drafted out of college. You made the decision to join a minor league team in hopes that you can make that jump, right? You are a very small percentage of people who can make the minor leagues, and an even smaller amount of percentage who can make the major leagues. It's a lot different from you and I coming out of college.
No, I mean,
a job.
It's essentially like an internship at Amazon's like headquarters or something, where you're like looking up to the highest of high management, but being paid like the lowest intern in the league, and saying, but if things break right, if you prove yourself, you could be here. And I don't, like you're saying, I don't think that that's fair. You've established yourself as elite already. Now the argument of, well, their profit, or what they're gaining in profit, they're, being that they're in the leagues that don't draw attendance and don't make money, that they don't, why should they get more if they're not actually bringing in revenue?
Right.
Be that as it may, they're a couple steps away from being like a multimillionaire in the multimillion. I think that at some point there should be a little bit of wealth sharing between the professional players. Almost like a percentage of their salaries should be distributed more towards that of the minor leaguers. It should trickle down a little bit. I know that trickle down is not always a great approach for things, but in this case, if you're making that much, these guys are kind of supporting you in a way, in that they're a lower level organization. They may be the guys that are called up to help you, and to put them in a better position. I would think that you'd want to kind of set something up.
You're basically looking at these guys, and you're hoping that they benefit you, right? So, just to give a personal story, and Callie said, he said trickle down like golden showers.
Yes, exactly like that.
Just like that. So I had a family friend.
I want Bryce Harper to be standing on like a balcony, and I want him to be pissing down on the minor leaguers and telling them it's trade. That's exactly what I'm saying. But why didn't you guys understand that?
You ever have a gal suggest that you need some attentions paid to your buttholes?
Yes, just like that.
Well, it's nothing like that. We're talking.
Oh, you're talking about pee?
Yes.
Not buttholes.
Yeah, actually.
I'm sorry, you're not talking about holes?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So basically, like,
you got a tight little man pussy on you, don't you?
Nothing like that.
No, nothing like any of this.
I'm sorry.
You're
I'm sorry.
At straws here.
I'm sorry.
Okay, moving on.
So family friend who won a ring with the Boston Red Sox back in 2004. He was in the minor leagues most of his life. 2 kids. Young white. I mean, he's young. I mean, he's probably younger than we are now when I met him. I haven't seen him since. It's been years. He's with the Reds at the time. Edwin Encarnacion was in front of him and beat him out in spring training, despite the fact that he outproduced him in spring training. But because, whatever, he got beat out.
Right. Could be 100 different reasons. Could have been drafted
a million
higher.
different. Who the fuck knows, right? And then basically said, like, if I don't make this team, I don't know if I can do this anymore. He ended up playing another 2 years after that in minor leagues. After that, after he told me what his wage was,
right?
After he told me that he has 2 young daughters and a kid, 2 young daughters and a wife that he's constantly uprooting. We had dinner with him, right? And he just unloaded, and we're like, as at the time, I mean, I'm thinking I'm 26, 27 years old, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm sitting here with
somebody that's almost in the major league.
Yeah, in the major league, he already had a ring,
right?
He won a World Series. Like, this is fucking amazing, and he's miserable, right? He's fucking miserable.
It's not as glamorous as it sounds.
He's like, we're living in hotels, we're taking buses everywhere. It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
My family's moving all the time. They're dependent on me because I took a risk to rely on my talents. My family believed in me to rely on my talents to make it to the major leagues. Now, again, woe is me, right? Like, I know. I get it. But he's that talented to make it to that point.
And the money that we're talking about is
it's horse shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I forget the figures, but it's
$15,000 for 5 months.
$15,000 for 5 months.
$15,000 for 5 months of work.
So that's like the equivalent of probably somewhere around 40,000, if that, a year.
Well, less.
Well, no,
It's 15,000 for 5 months.
If it was annualized, it would be somewhere close to. It'd be like 38, 39. But the other 5 months, they have to work on their craft, I guess.
Traveling. Right? He's never home. He's traveling constantly. Right. Think about a traveling salesman.
That's not enough. I mean, what's
a traveling salesman making? If you're a traveling salesman, constantly, right? You're making better. Like, yeah, you're living in hotels, but you're also not grinding.
Right.
You're also not showing up at 11 o'clock in the morning and physically doing work.
Yeah.
Grinding your ass off. And then finding out you're not getting the sale because you're not in the starting lineup.
Right.
Right? Like you're a bench player. Now, Earl, I'm gonna drop his name. Earl Snyder. Okay, he was not a bench player. He was a starter in the minor leagues for years.
Right.
He, like I said, he was called up for a cup of coffee. He played enough games. The Red Sox won the World Series. He got a ring.
He could sell the ring and probably pay for 4 or 5 years of salary.
That's kind of the thing. So in the end, when he retired and he ends up doing something else in Connecticut, he lives in Connecticut now, and he looks back and goes, was it worth the risk? Was that ring worth put my family through 8 years of that? My answer is no. I look at me for, maybe I'm selfish. There is no way in hell I'm putting my family through that for 8 years, traveling from Buffalo to Cincinnati to Boston to here,
all
to
buses
here, to there,
right.
All in buses to hotels to here. When's Daddy coming home? We don't know. When's Daddy coming home? And you don't get to see your kids grow up.
And you're doing it for $15,000. You're not even supporting your family.
$15,000 is all they get. Now their meals are covered. Their meals are covered. That players' meals are covered,
right,
not the family.
Right.
The family's meals aren't covered.
Right.
Nah, it ain't worth it to me. So when someone comes on that thread, TJ, and said, "Oh, no, dude," like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if you read the article and you seen it was 15, we're not talking like they're only making $100,000. It's not only
minimal in NFL salary.
Right, you're
$250,000 a year. It's not that. They're not making that. They're making $15,000 a year.
It's not nearly enough. It's not nearly enough to be that echelon of player. I don't care if what they're doing, what the profit in their particular league is affording that. They're part of a larger organization that's making money hand over fist. And again, that's where I think that there should be a little bit more of a revenue sharing. Now, maybe it's not a ton. Maybe it's instead of 15,000, maybe it's 40-some thousand. At least it's something to be able to somewhat support the family, and then find something else to supplement for the rest of the time. But yeah, 15,000, I could totally understand where they're coming from.
Just to go back on the Ben Simmons thing for a second before our last Why You Were Drunk story, and we're going to get the popcorn and we're going to call it a night.
My drunk story, or
we'll get to that.
Okay.
Michael Lee, verified account, Twitter, said it perfectly about this Ben Simmons situation. Ben Simmons sent the 76ers championship hopes by refusing to shoot, and has now tanked his trade value by refusing to show up. He has some legit gripes about being thrown under the bus after the flop out, but Philly will never forgive him for running from accountability from his own failings. I don't know if anybody can say this situation any better than what was just said there.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, there's been so many different narratives. I mean, I don't know too many people that are in Ben Simmons' court right now. I don't. There aren't many people.
I do. If LeBron James wasn't a star and LeBron James did the ESPN thing, that whole thing, that's what Ben Simmons is doing right now. Ben Simmons thinks he's bigger than he is. Ben Simmons thinks he's a bigger star than he is because he's backup defensive player of the year, because he's rookie of the year, despite the fact that he missed the first season technically, and has put up 15 points a game, and will not shoot a free throw, will not shoot a jump shot, and thinks he's way better than he is. That's what Ben Simmons is, in my opinion.
Yeah, but players that are that good don't shy away from this stuff the way that he does.
No, they don't.
There isn't a player that's the highest of echelon that is afraid the way that he was.
No. There's
players that demand trades and stuff like that. But there's no player that doesn't sit up. There's no player that's feelings get hurt to the point from the fan base and everything else. I don't think there's much of anything from a star player.
I've never seen anything like that in my life. I've never seen anything like this ever. This dude is soft as fucking warm butter.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. I mean, again, let's move on. Like, there's nothing.
Speaking of soft, that's what Wilt Chamberlain apparently was not. A actress, Cassandra Peterson, claims that she was sexually assaulted by Wilt Chamberlain.
Really? So Wilt Chamberlain is the one that there's notorious, like the amount of women that he slept with is there's like records
over 2,000 or something. Now, granted, Wilt Chamberlain's dead. He's been dead for 20 years. And she's coming out now and saying I was sexually assaulted by. What are you looking for?
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Yeah. I don't know. If somebody slept with 2,000 women,
first of all,
one person comes out, like, does he really need to assault anyone?
Probably not. I mean, chances are, like,
women clearly were throwing themselves at him. Like, I don't know. I don't want
to. Polsky said, "Fought to death," and Callie said, "Callie and Nader are not happy. I don't know why. He's saying he's trying to get out. I'm trying to let him in here. He's not on the feed here. I can't let him in here. I don't see him." Callie said she has mega tits. I don't know who's. I don't know. All right. I don't know what's going on there.
All right. Moving on. Are we doing mine then?
Yes.
Top of the ninth, Phil Staub, 8-6. All right, so here is a interesting Peyton Manning story. So this is a story by Pat McAfee, who's got the a podcast, popular podcast.
Former punter for the
Colts.
Right.
Talks about how on a golf trip with the team while on the Colts, Manning ended up renting out a section of the casino for him and his teammates to enjoy.
Wait, Peyton did?
Peyton did. McAfee had a rough night at the tables and was making an early exit, but stopped by one of the public roulette tables. So he has like his own section and McAfee's getting his ass kicked. So he comes out to a public table just to kind of, I don't know, decides to gamble there. Plays a few more spins before bed. So he's playing a bunch of numbers. He's playing his Colts number, his number 1 for himself, number 4 for Adam Vinatieri, covered a bunch of portions for the board. But before the spin, Manny came out from the private section that they were saying at, of the casino to say hello to everybody. As soon as the curtain moved, it was like Stone Cold Steve Austin was with the glass break. McAfee said. As soon as he hits the public area, there's buzz. Oh, Peyton Manning, especially in French Lick, Indiana. Interesting town name.
Yeah, French Lick.
Yeah. So Manning approaches the table. He stopped by McAfee and he says, "How about that red 18, Pat?" Referencing Manning's number. He gives me the gun and a wink, McAfee says. After a moment of consideration, those playing the table pushed all in on red 18. Everybody at the table put their chips on 18. I had to pick mine up off of 1 and 4 and all the others. And then the kicker. This is not a lie. This is no BS. I'm sure they have cameras and surveillance footage. Spins that thing, 18 hits. Bananas. The whole place. Peyton wins even at gambling. Just walks out and just kind of goes up to a roulette table.
What the fuck?
And calls out 18 and 18 hits. So I thought that was a pretty wild story.
Dude, why does it not surprise me?
What, that Peyton Manning would just kind of like, pull that off? Yeah.
That does not surprise me at all. That sounds like a Peyton thing through and through.
Yeah, I could totally see him walking out there. Now, I'm sure that he probably did it like
100%.
Yeah. I'm sure that there's been 3 or 4 other times that he's pulled it off and it didn't work, but just that one time, that's awesome.
100%. 100%. I don't even think twice about any of that. That doesn't surprise me at all. Peyton sounds like I don't know. The dude you love and you hate him at the same time.
Yeah, I've always loved Peyton. I find it hard to not like Peyton.
So next week, when Ryan and Gary are here, they're not going
to be here, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. We'll be remote.
We're
going to talk about the Hall of Fame class nominees for next week.
Okay,
that's going to be fun. There's a lot of Eagles on
There's apparently a lot of Steelers too.
Yes, there is. Yeah, there is. It's going to be fun.
One was Heath Miller that they're like, "Hey, is Heath Miller a Hall of Famer?" I'm like, "Oh my God, are you kidding me?" No. Best tight end that has the best stats of any tight end in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we'll go for that for sure. All right, so we're going to close out the show with Corner Pub Popcorn.
Let's do it.
2004. Here we go. 2004. Mike, do you have any guesses on what could be in the top 10?
Well, I mean, so 2004, I don't know if we've gotten through the full Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings series, but I would imagine that if they're in there, that they're up in that.
One of them is in the top 10. That's good. That's a good start.
I don't know if any of the superhero movies came out, like something like an X-Men or something, maybe.
Not an X-Men, but a superhero movie did, and it's, in my opinion, one of the better sequels.
It wasn't. We're not at Iron Man yet, right?
No. It's one of the better sequels.
Okay.
In my opinion, it's definitely up there for sure.
So Spider-Man?
Yes.
Spider-Man 2. Okay.
Yes. Spider-Man 2 is up there.
Okay, so that was the.
Callie said X-Men. Nope. He said Spider-Man 2. No.
So Spider-Man 2
right.
was still the one with Kirsten Dunst and
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire, right? Okay.
All right, so here we go. So that's good. Number 10, National Treasure with Nicolas Cage, Mr. Personality.
Oh, right. Okay.
Number 9, which actually was a well done movie. The way they did it, Polar Express. Well done.
I don't know if I ever seen that.
It's a lot of money spent in that movie, and the kind of half computer animation thing.
Now, do you think that is that how? What's the age range? Do you think that you'd have to be for that?
10,
12?
6 to 12. Yeah.
Okay.
A softball pitch. Your softball pitch. Age
softball pitch. Okay, 6 to 12. Okay.
Yeah. Shark Tale is number 9. Born Supremacy is number 7.
Born Supremacy. What is
Matt Damon?
The Born series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 6 is Day After Tomorrow. That's just Pierce Bronson, I think. Wasn't he in that? I think he was. The Incredibles is number 5.
Okay.
Number 4, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay.
That was a good series.
I didn't get into it.
Number 3, Mel Gibson. That's your hint.
Not What Women Want.
Nope.
Oh, Braveheart.
Nope.
No, that was way earlier. Probably.
2004. Controversial movie.
Oh, that was the Christ.
Passion of Christ. Callie said Lethal Weapon 9. Dave Peterson said Christmas staple every Christmas with the grandkids. Passion of Christ.
I didn't find that all that. Well, I mean, I'm not
I never
that
saw
religious.
it. I never saw it, so I don't give a fuck. Spider-Man 2 is number 2, making $373.5 million.
Wow.
And Shrek 2.
Oh, Shrek 2. Okay.
Shrek 2 is number 1. iRobot and Troy were 11 and 12.
I didn't realize Troy was that big.
First comedy on the list.
First comedy? Holy shit.
Here's the first comedy. Number 13. Sequel. Ben Stiller.
Meet the Parents. Or Meet the Fockers.
Meet the Fockers. Good job. Meet the Fockers. Yep. Lord of the Rings. Return of the King was number 14.
Wow.
Yeah. 51st Dates.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keeps forgetting shit.
Yeah, I know.
Fahrenheit 9/11 was number 17. I'm surprised about that because I didn't want to see that. I was that was too fresh for me. That was only 3 years after everything happened,
right?
And someone came out of the movie. That meant like immediately, let's go in production. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like get the fuck out of here with that.
Well, you know, there's going to be money grabs out of that.
Number 18 was Dodgeball.
It was all right.
Number 18 in 2004 was that movie.
A lot of stars in that.
A movie.
I did like the blonde in that.
A movie my grandfather actually worked on. M. Night Shyamalan, The Village.
That's right. Yeah, he was in the credits at some point, right?
Yeah, he was. He was a driver. It was a terrible movie. We saw it, and he said, "This sucked." Well, we're gonna wait, and then there goes his name. He's like, "All right, I'm good," and we rolled out.
Oh, that's awesome. Like it probably just in the middle somewhere of like like there's 1,000 names and he's just like one of the names somewhere in there.
The Grudge was number 20. The Grudge was a good movie.
The Grudge was really good.
The first Grudge was good. Ocean's 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Let's see. That's 20. So then it leaves us with Do It. Touch it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Come on, man. You know what I mean. Do it. Do it. Go ahead, do it. Go ahead, do it. Do it. Do it.
I can't think of it.
Ben Stiller was in that one too. Owen Wilson, Ben Stiller. Remake of a TV show.
Is it the Dukes of Hazzard?
Oh, Peterson said Polar Express is the staple, not the Passion of the Christ.
Was it the
Peterson? Go for it. He said he has a few items to share with you if that's okay. Go for it, dude. Are you kidding me?
So Dukes of Hazzard, was it?
No, Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that. I've never seen it.
Starsky and Hutch. Dude, I saw a lot of movies during his time frame here. Long Time Polly. I hated that fucking movie. Anchorman was number 27.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was
Anchorman.
I guess that was kind of a cult classic.
Anchorman. What else we got here? A SpongeBob movie. Oh. Michael Jackson against someone who crosses the border. Came in number 33.
Michael Jackson against somebody that crosses the border.
Alien versus Predator. Man on Fire. One of the most underrated Denzel Washington movies. Ladder 49. That's another. See, everyone fucking hit those fucking firefighter movies, man. They were like, I would make money off this shit. Ray, 39. 40 was White Chicks, one of the worst movies ever.
Yeah, if there was ever a movie that I wanted to walk out of, I got forced to see that. I met up with like a bunch of college friends. We graduated and we're trying to catch up.
Terrible.
And they forced me to watch that. I'm like, I forced them to like afterwards. I was like, that was the worst movie ever.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, I'll pay for the next one that we see.
Kill Bill Volume 2. Number 44. When you saw that in the theater and she's buried under, spoiler alert, and she's underground and she's buried and it's dark. And she's punching. Dude, I'm not claustrophobic. I got fucking claustrophobic. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this movie might end with her buried alive. Like, that was fucking, dude, that was nuts. That was nuts. If you saw it in a theater, I think it meant a little more. All right, so my wife's favorite movie, it's probably her favorite movie of all time.
Really?
Number 47, Kurt Russell. Sports movie. Again. And then back and forth.
No.
Miracle.
Oh, Miracle.
Miracle's great.
You know what? I don't know. I've heard so much about it. I don't know if I've ever seen it.
You gotta see that movie. Dude, you have to watch Miracle. That movie's so well done. It's not even funny. And the fact that
I've heard so many.
The fact that it's 47 on this list I gotta be honest with you. I saw that. I was blown away. That's one of the best sports movies ever. And my wife's an underdog lover and all this shit. And that movie, obviously, the epitome of an underdog because they weren't supposed to beat the Russians. That movie is fantastic. It's so well done. Miracle is dude. I gotta tell you, like, you gotta watch that. Right. You gotta see that. Big Fish,
dude. Talk about an underrated movie.
Yeah, Big Fish
was a great movie.
Big Fish 48, Friday Night Lights 49. They've created a series after that movie.
Yeah,
and Hellboy 40 or number 50.
Wow.
There's a lot of good movies here. We got a couple more, and I'm gonna roll out here. Step for Wives. I saw that movie. Butterfly Effect. Okay.
Butterfly Effect was all right.
Saw 59.
The first Saw.
Yes.
I guess that wasn't.
Give me a movie that had an ending. That was
Saw was a great. Like, I just don't think like. It didn't. I bet you Saw 2 and those movies, like they created so many of them that now obviously they were a little bit lower budgets, probably, but that I just don't think I think that the sequels probably made it up higher because that started the trend. Nobody really knew what to expect, and then it grew from there.
Could be. That was
but that was a really good movie.
Oh, hold on. Dave Peterson. Oh, we got a couple of things coming on here. No after popcorn. After popcorn, Peterson said.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a second. Secret Window with what the fuck? Johnny Depp, and there's some other movies. 13 Going on 30. Shall We Dance? King Arthur. Is that it? No, I got one more. All right. I got Napoleon Dynamite. Number 60.
Never saw it, and I don't ever want to see it.
What?
Nope. I'm out.
What? You gotta watch that movie once.
No.
Watch it with Madison.
When? Now?
No, not
It's got to be years later.
It's got to be. Yeah, when she gets awkward humor. I saw it in the theater.
I hate awkward humor.
I saw it in the theater. I was like, the fuck am I watching? And then I watched it again. I went, I like it. It's one of those like you have to watch it multiple times. If you watch it the first time, you're not going to get it because it's so dry. Now you don't.
I hate dry.
You don't like Western.
I hate dry. I hate
I
awkward.
guess so. I'm gonna be good. Oh yeah, and I saved it just for this. Ryan, I wish you were here, but
I Am Sam, or what is it? Is that what it is? I Am Sam?
No, not I Am Sam. You are so close.
Mystic River?
You were so close. Yeah.
He said my daughter.
Mystic River number 76. I will forever remember that movie. I
That was a good movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie. I saw
Kevin Bacon, right?
Yeah. Fantastic movie.
Yeah.
That was one of the better movies I've ever like. That goes up there with like American History X was one of those movies you did not expect anything from.
Yeah.
And you go to watch it, you're like,
whoa.
Tim Robbins
Yeah.
It's such a great movie.
Tim Robbins is a really good
and that's a good book too.
Yeah.
The book's very similar to the movie. A couple of things here and there, but very similar. So
cool.
They get a little bit more into how Sean Penn's wife knows, like in the book.
Okay.
She knows, like she knows what happened, and all that shit. So, yeah,
it's been a while. I almost forget half of what ended up happening with that, but
yeah, it was good. It was a good flick. I'm gonna play this song to play out.
So what's Dave got going on?
Dave said this week in 1920, baseball legend Babe Ruth becomes the first player ever to hit 50 home runs in an MLB season.
Wow.
Tom McCabe says 1 game back after another heart stopper, but I agree, not much hope. The Braves are better. Our pitching blows.
It's true.
But we're 1 game back.
Oh, we're 1.5 back now. I mean, Aaron Nola again shit the bed. The offense bailed him out. Who is our number 2 now? Is it Stephane's out? So is it the guy we got from Texas?
I guess so.
Ranger Suarez, but he doesn't pitch.
Suarez is pretty. I mean,
yeah, but he just doesn't pitch enough innings.
Yeah, this team is not a playoff team. Let's be honest. Let's just call it what it is. This team's not a fucking playoff team. They don't start in pitching. It's all about the pitching in this league.
They could make the playoffs out.
Yeah, they might. They're not a playoff team though.
No, they don't deserve to be.
Like who was expecting them to get out of the first round? You know what's going to happen?
Their offense.
These fucking dorks who fired everybody who was good in the front office and fired them all and said we can't do this anymore. I'm sorry. I'm speaking out of personal experience. Or personal, preference. You fired all these people and we can't make any money, and you make the fucking playoffs. And next year you're gonna hear, "Oh, we made the playoffs late. We won a division last year.
We're gonna raise prices.
Hey, look out in the outfield. We have another fucking faux flag hanging out there. Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, but I
don't care.
Could you really beat your chest after being the last team in the NL?
Yes, the Phillies can. They will.
With their payroll?
They will.
Huh.
They will. Are you kidding me? They absolutely will. They're gonna fucking sink their teeth right in like fucking Dracula. They're gonna be like, "Oh, this is fantastic. Oh my god. I don't care how we got in. We made the playoffs the first time in 10 years. We are on our way."
It's more than 10, isn't it?
2011. It's 10 years now. Yeah, and you know the thing is, they're not gonna make the playoffs this year.
I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs.
I agree.
I mean, I'm hoping. I'm here supporting them.
Absolutely, I'm watching them.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it all in, all out 2 weeks ago, and it was up and down, and more up and down, and stuff like that. And then they now they're sitting again in a position where they have a shot. They're in position to do it.
Yep.
They got the Pirates. The Braves have the Padres. The Phillies are at home with the Pirates. The Braves are in San Diego. By all accounts, worst case, the Phillies should take 2 out of 3. And the Braves should go 2-4 or something?
Yeah.
It should be like a game and a half, maybe a half game, maybe a game out, whatever it ends up being. And then the series with the Braves. Wheeler's probably pitching one of those games.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you somehow win one of the other two. You know, assuming that Wheeler wins, you somehow you got a shot.
Yeah.
And then you get Miami the last series, and Miami should, Miami they struggle with Miami, but Miami should, be a team that they can handle.
I would hope so,
record wise. But you're right. I don't see it happening. I see the Braves taking 2 or 3 and ending it. I see them losing the first game to the Marlins and the next 2 not even mattering. But I'm going to pull for them. I'm going to see how it works out. I'm wearing the red.
Yeah. Dave, I wanted to point out before we end the show, this week in 1988, Carl Lewis runs for his first world record, 100 meters, 9.92 seconds.
Wow.
And also 38 years on yesterday's date, 9/23, 4-time Cy Young Award winner, Steve Carlton, records his 300th career win.
Wow.
In a 12 strikeout performance against the Cardinals team he pitched for. So pretty cool.
Right.
Pretty cool shit.
Yeah, nice.
Dave, you're fucking awesome, dude. We appreciate the insight you give.
We still gotta have Dave on. We haven't had him on yet,
I'm
right?
working on it.
Okay.
I'm working on it. Guys, we will thank you so much. We're Corner Pod Sports. That's going to call it for the night. Next week, we are on the road. We are in Philly, deep in Philly. It's gonna be a short show next week. I guarantee you that. Short show next week.
Make it short, yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be. We'll recap the Eagles Dallas game. We'll talk about some other shit. No guests next week. We want to thank SG Carter. Follow him on Instagram and Twitter as he comes out with his graphic novel and all that. And bet on the UFC based on his picks earlier tonight. We thank you so much. We are Corner Pod Sports. We will see you guys next week. Mike?
Penis out.
Thank you, guys.